We gather round for the halftime chat. Old friends cracking jokes and talking stats. From life's little games to the greatest plays. Love and the stories from the old glory days. With Philly's heart and coach's cheer, we break it down every moment, dear. Life is a team and we've got the plan. Sports, love, and laughter, that's who we am.
What is going on, everyone? Happy Saturday to everyone. I hope you all are having a great day. So, really excited to be here today with my brother, Philly Halftime, to sit back and two old farts, just sit back and talk about sports, life, whatever. Question of the day, love, you name it, we're going to talk about it. So, appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you for all the support, everyone. Before we get into it, I'll know the routine. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit it for my brother, Philly Halftime. For me, Coach Ed Sports, for the Hardcore Sports Network and the Aboriginal Sports Network. All that information is right there in the description. Also, if you're on Facebook, just hit the little heart there. Appreciate everyone and all the supports as always. So before we get into the show, Halftime, how you doing, bro? What's going on?
How you doing, Coach?
Oh, I'm magnificent, man. Magnificent. You can't tell orange and blue skies, baby. So
I know.
You're a year too late, right?
Yeah, you're too late. I'm telling you, man, if you guys didn't get hurt last year, you would have had it. I think you would have had it. If you guys didn't get hurt, I think the injury bug last year was the why you guys didn't make it, but
I agree.
It could have been back to back with yous.
Yeah, well, I mean that's definitely a possibility, but right now we're just on can we end the 53-year deficit? Let me just leave it like that. So hopefully tonight we'll see, but let's start with one of the first topics. Right now the Knicks, everyone knows, hold a 3-1 lead. They go to close it out tonight, but they got to that 3-1 lead after coming back from 29 points. Man, was that crazy! How impressive of a feat was that?
I said it last week. They have this other gear. It's not. It's never the end. It's not over yet. Like I even said it. Like when the Spurs were up by 29, I'm like, it ain't over yet. The Knicks got good defense. They can get the rebounds, and they have that other gear. Where they turn it up. They don't even have to use Brunson, and they just turn it up, and then they go, wait, here now we're going to use him. Now we're going to use Hart. We can use all these guys. That's what they did. Like I was said last week, they have this other gear where they can turn it up. Everybody, now the Spurs were spent. They were tired. You've seen it. You've seen them. They were like, all right, they thought they had it. And then it started slipping away. They used everything they had in the arsenal. The Knicks didn't. The Knicks went, relax. We got this. They know they got it. They know they have it. They have this other gear that I always talk about, this other gear where it's, all right, they're tired or they think they got this in the bag. And they turn it up and they're like, where the fuck did this come from? That's what the Knicks did. It's what I've been saying the whole entire time about, certain teams had this, they can turn it up and you're like, oh, there's no way they're coming back from 30. Some teams can do it when they have the right guys, and the Knicks do. It's
Mhm.
unbelievable. But I was like, yo, it ain't over yet. I mean, I don't know why everybody's so pumped. They're like, dude, they're like, it's 29 points. It's 30 friggin' points. I said, it ain't over yet. This is
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
over yet. I mean, you guys can't sit here and say, hey, stick a fork in it. They lost this game. What's up,
Mhm.
Nick?
What's up, Nick? Nah, I'm with you, bro. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I said it during the regular season, like especially with Jalen Brunson. It just seems like there are times where during the first 3 quarters he's cruising, and then come fourth quarter he takes over and he
Yeah.
does his thing. So, but also the rest of the team is out there and they're doing their thing during that time. So, and that's the thing about the Knicks. They play as a team. They don't play, individualized basketball, man. They play as a team. He says halftime is such a ball knower. Man, he's been telling everybody how great the Knicks are. Jose Alvarado deserves more credit. Yes, he does. He does, man.
Yep.
And he said it point blank. He said, in terms of Wemby, you know, that was, in terms of his physicality, that was going to be it. So, what's up, Jason? Man, thanks for
What's good, Jason?
appreciate you guys for coming in. What's up, Lou? Thanks for being here, man.
It's good,
Um,
Lou.
so it's that 29 points. I understand why everyone is making a big deal because of when it happened during the championship. But in the same token, if you look at the series before against Cleveland, in the first game they were down 22 points in the fourth quarter,
Yep.
and they said, "Okay, let's go." And you came back, and it was done for Cleveland from there. So that's the question for today. I mean, where do we think that what do you say? People really thought the Sixers could beat the Knicks team. So in the beginning, I understand, especially after Atlanta, but that Atlanta game woke them up. That's really what it was. To halftime's point, that the ability of this team, they weren't really focused, but Atlanta woke them up. So halftime with
Yep.
triple beat for Josh Hart in the heartbeat. Okay,
I like Josh Hart. I do like Josh Hart, but
man.
we ain't trading no Embiid.
I
We
will
stuck
say
with him.
this though, Josh Hart, man, he almost man after that game he was so a little bit dejected because he missed that layup and then the
Yep.
foul. He was like, I almost lost it for the team. So lose. Like I wanted the Knicks to lose just because of how much the tickets cost. Real Knicks fans got priced out of it. No, we understand that, man. But in the same token, Lou, that's the NBA is a business, man, and they're capitalizing on the time frame. So it's just like, you know what? Think about this: you go to your favorite store, and you hear about a sale, and you come in, you're like, all right, they got a sale for whatever. Let's say you're going in for some chicken, and you're like, all right, you go in, and you take a look, and you're like, this is the sale price, but I could have thought last week it was more than this last, or no, it was cheaper than this. And
Yeah.
this is the sale price. What they do, what do? They jack the prices up
Yep.
to give you a sale price where it's really not, it's not a sale. It's not. So I can't stand it. Man, I mean, he really played poorly in that fourth quarter, man. The turnovers with Fox and not pulling the basketball out when you had in Europe by one. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're the vet. You're the vet. So plus that Mike Brown scapegoated and fired him when James choked in 2010. He left anyway. Clutch had Brown fired last season for Fox. Ooh, there you go. Great point. And now they're meeting up in the finals, and look what we're seeing. So and then still forced a trade anyway. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, there it is. What's up, Leaf? This is a season that started off with Terry Rozier and Chauncey Bill. Yeah, yes, that's tough there too. I look forward to. Okay, it's all reruns to you. So you went back to 1973. No, I'm messing with you. I love you, bro. I love you. You know that. Josh Hart, he's a dog. Yeah, no, he really is. So,
He's
um,
good. I like him.
yeah, Yeah, it is karma. It is karma. I'm not touching LeBron James, so it's just a rich having stone. No, we know that, man. I mean, Lil, we see this every day. Whatever it is, cable prices, food prices, gas,
Yep.
everything. It's hard. So, in a ticket for $10,000, it's made for the rich. We know that, and people like us, you know what? We have to, if we can, lucky enough to get in, great. If not, we got a group together at the local bar. But you know what? I'd rather that anyway. I'd rather be in the local bar half the times, or,
I'd
somewhere with
rather be
people.
home.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather be
I'd be
home.
home in my own place, have people come over. So, but I get it, so let's see. Mike Brown winning is karma in a good way. Yes, yes.
Yep.
The way people have always talked about him, and shout out to my man Cave. Beginning of the season, he's like, Coach, check out this, and showed me film of his offense, and we're coming to see it to fruition. I mean, when he was in Sacramento, I mean, he put what you call the center there at the in the same locations as Cat. Same thing, backdoor cuts, everything, facilitation. So he says, I'm jealous of the Knicks. It's all the guys from Villanova and Brunson to South Jersey.
Yep.
Brunson is not South Jersey. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Brunson is Central
Yes,
Jersey.
he is.
No, he isn't. Where
Yes,
was
he
he
is,
born?
damn it.
Where was he born? He was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, which is Central New Jersey.
All right.
That's
He's Eagles. He loved the Eagles, damn it. He didn't like New York.
I'm messing with you. He's Jersey. That's all I care about. Whether you North Jersey, Central Jersey, South Jersey, down the shore, you Jersey. So
Yep.
I'm Jersey. Knicks play like I wish this is. Look, the Knicks. Let's be honest. Okay, what the Knicks are showing is the principles of how to play basketball. You
Yep.
play as a team. You don't play like a lot of times we've gotten so used to the individualized type of game. If you go back into the 80s and the 70s and earlier, it was about the team. I mean, I could talk about well, I didn't see them, but the great Celtics teams of the 50s and the 60s.
Right.
You look at that team, they were so loaded, and it was about that. And yes, the stars came in, even the Celtics of the 80s with Larry Bird, McHale, Parrish, Danny, I mean, all those guys, they played as a team. Even the Sixers, remember when you had Dr. J, Moses Malone,
Yeah.
Andrew Toney, Maurice, you had team, and you had guys that played as a team. Now, look, when Michael Jordan came in, it kind of changed. But Michael Jordan plus his talent was just so far much better. But he still played as a team. He didn't win until he got Scottie
What
Pippen.
hurt
What's up?
a lot of teams?
Mhm.
Fucking analytics.
Yes.
I hate a lot of analytics.
Yes.
It's just analytics. They got analytics in basketball. They just
Mhm.
have it. They don't play defense. You know what the Knicks do? They play defense. They
Mhm.
get up
Mhm.
in your face. They
Mhm.
will go get the rebound.
Mhm.
Analytics tell you just run back after you shoot it and go back and get ready to play defense. But they don't even play defense. They let people just shoot because analytics suck.
Now I feel you, bro. Analytics in all sports has changed the way we look
You
at the
can
game.
use analytics to a certain point,
Mhm.
but they're using it way too much.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
overusing it.
Yeah,
It's like in baseball, they overuse analytics.
you had your moment with Barkley. I give it to you as a Giants fan. That does hurt. So, it's payback. They all said Mike Brown can't coach. Yeah, he can. He can. We're seeing it. The Sixers are truly stuck in mediocrity for the next 5 years, riding out with MB. Well, I will say this, okay? Let's be honest. You can say you're being mediocre, but if you watch the way this new rule with the no tanking, and if you're in that mediocre area, you could be in the 16th spot and end up with the number one pick overall. You have better chances now. So now I'm not saying teams are going to purposefully do that and try and position themselves. But what I'm
Right.
saying is, imagine if you got, let's just say they did this now and the Sixers didn't make the playoffs and you got the number one pick with that AJ Ebenezer. I think I can't say his name,
Right.
but imagine if you put him on your team, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're a whole time.
yeah,
You're 10 times better.
yes, it changes the way. So, I'm not going to sit here and say you're going to be mediocre for 5 years. You could be next year, the year after next. You could be competing right there with the
Let me
Knicks.
tell you
So,
what we're gonna do until we find out what the bench is gonna be like.
yeah, that's what he's saying here. He said your bench is the worst in the league. It's Grimes, Barlow, and that's about it. Lowry, Drummond, yeah, they won't accept those answers. Okay, okay, I got you. Knicks play basketball, hard effort, passion. Spurs jacking up. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Them trying to get threes instead of just look. I know,
Yeah.
like in football, we say we hate to prevent defense, but you know what we do offensively when you're up to instead of playing prevent defense, you
Kill
slow
the
it down
clock.
on offense. No, you slow it down on offense and you
Yeah.
run the football to eat up the clock.
Yeah. They eat the
And-
clock.
yeah, so that's what it boils down to, Nick.
That's what they were trying to do. But the thing is, you never take your foot off the gas. You never take the foot off of a team's neck. When you do,
Mm-hmm.
you give them the chance to come back. Don't ever give them the chance to come back.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now you don't give them a chance. You stay with you. Now I get the three. They were trying to, as a sense, put the dagger in the heart. That's what they were thinking. But no, you should have said because I forgot it was Magic Johnson yesterday. He said all you had to do is play basket. And if the Knicks score a basket, you score a basket. If Knicks score a
Yes.
basket, you score a basket. Then they couldn't have come back. And
Right.
if now the head coach, there were timeouts he should have taken. If they went from 29 to 22, maybe you take a timeout, settle your guys down, get guys, but he's a young coach too. I forgot, he was interim last year and then this is his first year. So I mean, they're a young squad, but you see the talent. I will say, and don't do it now, but next year, Dylan Harper should be their point guard, period. Case closed. I've been saying it. He's this close from being their best player. You can talk Wemby all you want, but following Dylan Harper since his high school days, freshman, the kid has it. And you guys are seeing it. And you're seeing stuff that I've already known. So, I mean, and I know Nets fans, y'all wanted him or Ace Bailey, y'all, but I think it worked out that well. Jordan also did play sound on him. Yes, he did. Coming from North Carolina, what do you expect? What made Jordan and Kobe so unstoppable? They didn't just have the super skills. They were, fundamentals is the key as an individual talent. So what's missing today? Analytics has killed basketball. Just look at the Celtics and the Spurs. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Oops, that's there. You get caught me
Sorry.
right there. No,
Sorry,
that's
I
that's
don't know how
fine.
to take that shit off.
Analytics, it was always a part of sports, but these banking guys. Look, I understand analytics as a coach, but when I have an issue with analytics is when people make it the end all be all. It's like in
Yes.
baseball, the Yankees. They, you go based off analytics. Well, the analytics say this. Well, hello. I mean, I'm not stupid, but if you weren't using analytics and I have access to analytics and I know you're using analytics and not going by the flow of the game, then I know what you're doing. And if
Yes.
I know what you're doing, then you know what? It makes it so much easier.
I
But
know how to stop it.
yes, that's where I'm like with halftime. Analytics is ruining sports as a whole because everybody wants to go based off
I
the
don't know.
what.
I guess, but like everybody's like, "Oh, you're just too old school." I'm like, no. I'm like, you can't keep on using analytics like every friggin' time. You got to mix it up.
You know what?
You don't
You know,
always have to go. All right, analytics tell you this. Even the analytics people will say, "Hey, you guys are using that too much."
yes, yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
yes, yes. It's like when I was in college and you had to take analytics as a class. You take it to help you further understand certain trends, but you still have to go with the flow and you have to see what's going on. Also, owners speak the language of business, not sports. Yeah, so they hire people who speak that greed number. Yes, you guys are so right. I really don't enjoy being a Sixers fan, but you got to ride and die with your team. Well, I mean, how you think I feel as a Giants fan sometimes? I mean, come on. I mean, we all go through it, man. I mean, that's. Don't forget the Knicks weren't good for prior to this. They they were dysfunctional, so I understand. That's
Shoot,
why I'm
look at
like,
the Eagles with freaking Rich Kotite. We'd win one fucking game a year.
wow, I forgot about Rich Kotite.
Remember Rich Kotite?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
freaking coach and the Giants would laugh at us.
yes, man. So that's
So
almost
you
was
you
the
only win one game when your team is blacked out
yes,
because you
yes,
can't put asses in the seats
yeah,
enough. It
yeah,
sucks, dude, and you don't even
yeah,
get to find out what happened. How many
yeah,
times the Eagles were blacked out and you
yeah.
couldn't watch them?
You said Nick. Wait a minute, Nick. I mean, Lewis. Nick. I wish I grew up when you were. Nick. I wish you grew up when I did. I was 17 in the summer of 2101. The season tickets to Iverson and the team. Man, 17 and 01. Damn, bro, you young, Lou. I mean, damn, I was what? I was 34. Man, damn, guys are really killing me. So the Nick said, "Fuck it, yeah, yeah." I mean, look, analytics are good, but it's not the end all. It's not what
Yes.
runs everything. So, analytics is a part. We called it tendencies. Yep. Now they call it to be totally brain dead, and it's like when you think about it, you look at everything nowadays, and it's people want the easiest way to do things, and you're in a quick tempo society. It's like reading a book. A lot of people don't want to sit down and read a book. Now I'm sitting here watching where they're talking about take a picture of the book and it'll talk to you. Well, I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, let me read the book so I can use my mind. And what does SpongeBob say? Create imagination.
Nation, yo.
So, Lou said he was born in 1988. Yeah, you definitely are a baby, bro. Now that's when I was in high school. I was a junior in high school in '88. So there you have it, man. Wow, wow. So, do you think the Spurs can come back and win the series?
No. Stick a fork in them, they're over. They are done. Stick a fork in them, they're done.
I just hope. I mean, yes, I said Knicks in 5. I did say a gentleman's sweep, so I'm standing by that. But I can see the Spurs winning tonight, and that concerns me about going back to New York because do you give them confidence? That's the only thing that I worry about. But you're going to be in New York, and I mean,
And this is why I said they're done now. You had 29-point lead.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
The players are crushed. The mindset that they have,
mm-hmm,
they got it just crumbled in their heads. They're not going to sit here and go, hey, we can come back. It was a close game.
mm-hmm,
No, they had this friggin' out there and they lost it. So
mm-hmm,
now they got to try to humble themselves. How bad of a loss they did, when that loss was. That's a huge loss.
mm-hmm,
When you're up by 30 damn points and then you lose the game.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
In their mindset, they're not going to be the same team now that took them to this place, right? In the playoffs.
mm-hmm,
They're not in that same mindset.
mm-hmm.
I think they're done just because the Knicks mind fucked them and just blew their mind up where they cannot come back. Wemby's probably destroyed in his head. Like, what can we do? We can't do nothing. You know what I mean? It's when you lose a game when you were up by this much, it's a different ball game. You can't come back from it in your head. And I mean, the only way they can do it if the coach can actually get them back on track, saying this is how you won and got into the playoffs, we got to
Mhm,
get you
mhm.
back there. I don't think they can get him in that mindset now.
Do you think that the Knicks win tonight, or do you think they win back on Tuesday
No,
in
I
New
think
York?
they win tonight. I think it's over.
All right.
I think it's over. I don't think the Spurs have anything in there. I think since they lost that game where they were up by 29 points, I think it's going to crumble that
Mhm,
team.
mhm, mhm.
I mean, it's going to be hard for them to get their mind straight to get back in there.
And Lou says he could see the Spurs win tonight. Thinks the refs are going to be trying to make the Spurs win. The NBA wants another game. They want New York also to win in the Garden, which I understand.
Well,
Well,
if they do win, it's all about the money.
well,
You know what I mean? And then I'd be like, yo, you might want to say the fix is in. If the Spurs win, I say the fix is in. They're just doing it for money now,
well,
and
if
have them win in New York.
if I have my way though, I heard Charles Oakley is going to be there in San Antonio because since he can't get to New York, so go in the locker room, amp those guys up, and tell them if y'all don't win it tonight, when you come back to the locker room, I'm gonna smack all of y'all in your face. So, because that's Charles
There you
Oakley,
go.
that's Charles Oakley. So, but no, I understand. But one thing I do want to say though, honestly, to all those people out there that are acting like ignorant fools, I don't care. You know, Wemby lost the game. You ain't got no damn business throwing eggs at a grown ass man. Because I tell you what, let's be real. Y'all wouldn't do that stuff in person in their face. Because that boy
Right.
was take his hand and wrap it around your face, and I ain't gonna say he's gonna lift you up, but he'll slam you to the ground. You know, I mean, and going around and jumping other people because they're wearing a Spurs game. You jumped a 60-year-old man. A 60-year-old man. Come on, man. Now there are some 60-year-old men that you know what you take them one on one, they're gonna put some sport on your ass. But as a group, as a pack, you know, I mean, for what? I don't understand that. That's the logic I don't understand. You want to the Spurs suck, all that type of stuff. I'm cool with that. But to put your hands on somebody else, that's that's it. Just takes it, and you wonder why people say, "Oh, well, people in New York don't know how to act." It's because of stuff like that. You give them the reason to say that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Why
go
is
ahead.
it? Why are you jumping somebody? Why is it? Why is it got to be 3-on-1? Are you weak? Are you not strong enough? You can't man up and just do it on your own. See, that's why back in the day when me and Coach were raised, nobody jumped nobody.
Mm-hmm,
You want to
mm-hmm,
fight?
mm-hmm,
It was 1-on-1.
mm-hmm,
Because guess what?
mm-hmm,
We weren't scared.
mm-hmm,
It was,
mm-hmm,
I'm going to show you I'm a better dude than you are. Now you
mm-hmm,
guys are just scared. Oh, if I can't
mm-hmm,
do it, my boys, I can't do it.
mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you guys doing? Like, and throwing eggs at people. Like, really? You know, if you want to boo somebody and you want to, talk shit, that's fine.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
We all talk shit. That's fine. But to get physical with you, I think they all need jail time. I think everyone gets jail time. They would be crying their mommies, you know? And that's what it'll be. You know it'd be, Coach. Mom,
Mhm,
get me out of here. I didn't mean it.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like, it's
mhm.
bullshit.
Look, bro, I will tell you this. You said it perfectly. Put him in jail. Matter of fact, put him in a jail cell with a dude named Bubba who's like 500 pounds and literally nothing but muscle just
Yep.
standing there. How many of you cats would actually, that I'm talking about those people that want to act like animals, not you
Yep.
guys in the chat. Please don't take it. I'm talking about y'all. But how many of those cats would really man up?
They
Man,
would. They'd be bringing crawling in the ball, crawling in the ball. You gotta get me out
put
of
me in
here. You
ISO,
don't know
put
how
me in
violent it is in
ISO.
here.
Put me in ISO, CO, put me in ISO.
Yeah.
Please don't, no, no. Yeah, you know what? You end up being what I call a prison wife. You know what? He'd be like, "Go wash my drawers," and you better do it right.
Yep.
No mess up, and get every stain out of there, and make sure it's nice. And matter of fact, press it. Make sure it's
Yep.
pressed and nice. And when you go to lunch, he's gonna tell you to hook his pants and walk
Yep.
down the hall with him because he's sending a message to everyone else. This is mine right here. Stay away. And you're gonna have to sit there. If he wants food off your plate, you're gonna have to give him your food. So, yeah, you're so right with that halftime. Is Hart your favorite player on the Knicks, or is it Robinson?
My favorite player is Van Fleet, but no, I go Robinson. I like Hart. I like Hart. I like Hart, but I like Robinson. I like them all. Be honest with you, because they play defense.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you play defense, I'm with you. I ride and die with defense. I ride and die with friggin' getting the rebounds, offense and defensive rebounds. That's what win games. That's what I ride with. I don't have favorite players. I got. If you do that, in my book, you're gonna win.
Okay. Lou says I watched some videos on YouTube. The most aggressive, tough guys are usually the most insecure frauds. Real tough guys don't show it off because they are secure. Yeah. So I mean, you guys are right on that one, man. I mean, it is. It irritates me because look, we already deal with enough where people talk bad about New York, and then you go and act like that. And again, it's not just New York. I see
It
that with
happens
a
in
lot.
Philly too.
Yeah,
It happens in Philly.
it happens everywhere, and it's like,
Yes.
for what reason do we have to act like that? I saw I was before we got on, I was on Twitter, and they posted Brazil at the World Cup in New York, over by in Times Square, and they said now the Knicks need to act like this because they were out there waving their flags, singing, and having a good old time. That's it. They're not trying to beat up others.
Yeah,
And
why do you got to try to beat somebody up?
yeah,
And if you're going to beat somebody up, let me just tell you, when you look yourselves in the mirror, how many jumped a 60-year-old man? If there's 3 or 4 years, I want you all to look in your mirror. Man, it took us 3 of us to beat him up. That means you are a wimp. That's what it means to me in my book. You can't do it yourself. Like, that's what that means. Like, you're not man enough to do it yourself. Then you shouldn't start a fight.
You're right, bro. You're so right. I
Like,
mean,
damn, like, I get it. It's everywhere. But, like, I was walking in Philly. Me and my wife took the train into Philly, and we had to go see her dad. I looked at my wife, and you always watch your surroundings. You all right? Me and you old school. Watch your surroundings. I looked at my wife. I said, walk. Don't stop. I don't care what happens. Don't stop. I stopped and tied my boots. These 2 guys are looking at me. And you get that feeling you're about to get jumped. I told my wife, I said, get going and go fast. She said, why? I said, get going and don't stop. And that guy looked at me and goes, you got a problem? I said, you got a problem? I said, I know what you're thinking. I said, I ain't little, buddy. You might not want to do this. And he just looked at me and said, that dude ain't right. He just not right to tell you. He goes, you're from the streets. I'm just gonna leave you alone. That's what he said. Like, my wife looked at me, she goes, were you about to get jumped? I'm like, yeah. But I can throw my hands. You know what I mean? I know when it's coming. Because I know the streets, but why do you guys gotta do that?
I'm with you, bro.
You know what I mean?
I'm so with you. So, and Lou even said that bad fans everywhere, hates when the national sports media picks on Philly. It's everywhere, not here. Yeah. saw two girls fighting each other at Eagles game, both drunk, and the boyfriend's trying to stop them. So, yeah, I mean, and that's the sad part about sports. So, but
Look at the Eagles. The Eagles had to have a friggin' judge and a jail. The first team to ever have a judge and a jail
yeah,
in there.
I remember that. Yep. I
Then it
remember.
went. Then it went to Oakland, the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
they had to have it. Now
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody has it, but the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles were the first ones because of the violence. You wouldn't like. I would never take my kid to an Eagles game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could take him
Mm-hmm.
to a baseball game. You can take him to a basketball game. You can take him to a hockey game. You can't take him to a football game. Too much
Sad, man.
violence.
That's the sad part, man. That's really a sad
My
part.
wife's like, yo, you'll take your kid over to the game until my kid knows how to use these? No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
never know. He might have to be, he might be 15, but he has to take on a 32-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the fucked up part. Why is
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's bullshit.
Yeah, that's right, bro. You got to, as I say, you got to get them the Al Bundy treatment with Bud Bundy. Get them ready. Get them ready. So when you take him out there, yeah, you know he's going to handle
Yep.
himself.
And you
So,
got to know how to throw them.
exactly. So, some 49ers fans was paralyzed at a Raiders game. Whoa, really? Wow, I didn't know that. That's sad, man. That's sad, man. I mean, what are we doing as a society, man?
Yeah, that's the
You know,
fucked up part.
yeah, to
It's a
paralyze
game.
somebody.
You're watching a game. You're not even playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. Right in front of his kids by some Raiders fan. Guy wasn't even talk. Man, that sucks, man. What's up, Mrs. Halftime? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tapping in. Hope you're enjoying your time out with the by the out by the water. I'll just put it like that. You know, so let's get ready to move on. Let's talk. And I know you talked about it earlier, so this is before I really, because I had to set up, but you said you didn't like it. So why didn't you like it overall?
Well,
The,
I
the tra-
mean, you need. I don't think he's the right fit. I don't think he's the right fit. You need a. I get it. He's going to be your right fielder for a little bit
Mhm,
because Garcia's out. It's like they knew something about Garcia, to be
mhm,
honest. Because
mhm,
after they sign him, Garcia is hurt and
mhm,
he's out for 60 games.
mhm,
Like they knew something was going on. They're like, yo, dude, you suck so bad hitting that we went and got him.
mhm,
Maybe
mhm,
his
mhm,
bat will be better. And I don't think he's. I know they only got it was for money and all, but in the trade, I don't like the trade. I don't think he's the guy. I don't think he's that good. But
Okay.
maybe I'm
Well,
wrong.
I
Hopefully
look.
I'm wrong.
Now I did look at his numbers, and he's. I mean, because I questioned, I was like, well, he's not a big time hitter. I mean, he's like, I thought he was like at around two. I think he was like 216 or something like that.
Yeah,
So I was just like, all right.
I
So
thought he was even lower than that, but you know, he's not. He's not to say, hey, this guy's gonna cure all the problems.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? That's the issue.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That your state in Philly had a police station. Yep, yep, yeah. That's what halftime was just talking about. Our coach, are all your teams all New York teams, or do you cheer for a mix of teams? Well, let's put it like this, Lou.
He
Um,
likes the Eagles, Lou. He's just
no,
hiding in the closet.
no, no. I actually started in the '70s as a Steelers fan because my dad's a Steelers fan, and he took me in '79 to see the Giants and the Steelers play in Jersey, and that's when I was like, "Oh, Jersey has a NFL team," and that was the year they drafted Phil Simms. That's why I always joke around saying he's my quarterback. And, that's when I became a Giants fan. Before I was a Knicks fan, I was actually a Lakers fan. I love Magic Johnson. I love his game. He's my all-time favorite, period. Case closed. It's him, Bernard King. Those are like my one A, one B in terms of favorite NBA players of all time. So And that's when I was watching Bernard and more, and I fell in love when we got Patrick Ewing, and that's pretty much it. I became a Knicks fan. I was always a Yankees fan, so and Scarlet Knights Rutgers is probably my number one sports team out of everyone. Liberty are right there, because I like women's basketball. So if you want to call that a mixture, now Pittsburgh and the Lakers are technically my second favorite pro football and basketball teams. But it's not like I'm deeply dissected like I am with the Giants and the Knicks. But I do want to see those two teams do well. So I'm doing all right, Lou. Okay, at the campground with the water. I'll have fun. So but yeah. So again,
I'm glad you're allowed to pick who you wanted to be a fan of, Coach. When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to pick I wasn't like, yo, you ride and die with Philly, damn it, and that's it.
well,
My brothers and my dad would just beat the hell out of me.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm a military brat, so we were overseas. When I was first born, coming to Jersey and then settling here. But our family is so spread. I got family in Detroit. So we got Michigan fans, Lions fans, Piston fans. We got family out west in California, up in Seattle. I got family down south. It was Alabama. I mean, down in Georgia, Florida. I mean, I got family all over the place, man.
Me
Family,
too.
and yeah,
I'm with
so
you.
it's
I got a big
just
family. I'm with you.
yeah,
I know what a big family is.
and that's just my dad's side of the family. So my mother's side is from the West Indies. So and that's the other thing, like because if it was up to my mother, I'd have been watching soccer and cricket. So and she didn't let my dad. She told my dad I couldn't play football as a kid, so that's why I didn't play until I got to college. So because in college I'm a grown ass man, you can't tell me I can't play. So
Hey,
but that's it. I always like Philly teams. My family was weird, and one of the few non-sports teams, the families in Philly, and I got them into it. Okay, there you go. I mean, we all have our journeys and our reasoning. Look, my oldest daughter is a Patriots fan, and she hates when I just go, "Yeah, Patriots are the Giants' stepsons."
yep,
Because first of all, y'all had Bill Parcells and then Bill Belichick, who were Giants coaches.
yep.
You know, Bill Parcells actually changed the color scheme to almost be very similar because what most don't know, the Patriots were white with red and a little blue
Yep.
strip piping. So, and he changed to be so close, except he went with the silver helmet. So I'm just like, y'all the Giants steps on. Then y'all want to lose 2 times to us in the Super Bowl? Yeah, y'all steps on. My daughter hates when I do that. She hates, but I also look, you root for whoever you want. I'm not gonna force you. That's not me. And when and plus, here's the other thing. Like I said, I got a brother who's an Eagles fan, a brother who's a Cowboys fan. My sister was back in the day a Redskins fan. Yeah, she still says they're the Redskins to me. So yeah, we always went at it. So and that's the fun part, being different. I don't want to be like everyone else. Nope, not
Shoot.
me. So all right. So now let's take a look. Oops. What happened here? Here we go. Next, we're going to go into the standings and take a look at, what's going on in the standings, see who's hot, who's not, in terms of the standings. Come on, man. Why are you not? Oh, here we go. MLB standings. And we'll take a look at where the Phillies stand. You're second in the division, 8 games behind the Braves. And for the wild card, no, I'm going to look at the league, each league. Come on, go to the American League. There we go. So, yeah, do y'all see y'all are only fifth out of in the fifth spot?
Yeah, look at everybody and look at everybody else coming up.
No, I know you talked about
I
that
see that's
before.
the thing. There's too many times. Look at the other teams coming up, Coach. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what nobody's understanding. Like you're like, you see where you're at, you're good. No, look at the guys behind us. And now, guess what's going to happen? We're going to get ready to play winning teams.
Let's see how you do right there because you talk about who's coming up behind you. Now, you lost last night but you're 7-3 over the last 10. The Padres, who are right behind you, are 3-7. The Cubs are
Yeah,
four
we
and
might be
six.
we might win tonight because of Christopher Sanchez.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? But these
Mm-hmm.
bats are awful.
But what I'm getting at now, if you're telling me I think you're on par with the Cardinals. Milwaukee, like you said, you should win tonight. So that means you're right there with them. I mean,
You're looking at the Cubs and the
16.
Diamondbacks are going to come up quick.
I can't see because I'm looking at their last 10, bro. They're 3-7.
Yeah, look who we played though.
Okay. And
You
who
know what
did
I
they
mean?
play?
That's why we got something going on because look who we played.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming
We
from
played
there.
losing teams.
Let me turn this down. Let me turn this off. Hold on. I've got everything blocked. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. No, I
But no,
get what
you're
you're saying.
playing. That's my thing. If when winning team starts coming in, like Milwaukee, they're gonna beat us. All right, they're not. They might. We might win tonight, but they're gonna freaking win the
Tomorrow.
series. You know what I mean? Then you got
Mm-hmm,
to play the
mm-hmm.
Dodgers. Then you have to play the Braves. Then you have to play. You know what I mean? The
Okay.
Cardinals. You're gonna
I
have to play these teams.
No, I get what you're saying. Yes, I mean yes, when you play the better teams, that does matter because that's what you have to do in the playoffs. I get it. But what I'm getting at is they're not as bad as I thought. Because at the start of the season, like we were talking, I'm like, well, damn, y'all were down in the bottom spectrum, but you've worked your way up after you've done the
Right?
coaching change. So, like we said last week, so are you a championship contender? No, I'm not sitting here and saying that. I'm
No.
not going to blow smoke up y'all's hind parts, but I think y'all are a good team that a few tweaks here or there, who knows? Y'all could be competing with the Braves
I
and the
mean, if
Dodgers.
you're telling me I'm going to get me a good right bat right now, I would change my ways.
To see now, look at that. That's really the biggest issue that it's not a multitude of things. You just really want to get a right-handed bat, and you will feel a lot more comfortable.
We need an outfielder right-handed bat because Marsh is going to need a day off. I can't have 3 fucking catchers on my team and one's playing the outfield.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You're right about that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right about
I
that.
can't have Sosa playing left field. You know what I mean? He's not the left fielder. Sosa is a shortstop, third baseman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's
Mm-hmm.
not a left fielder.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
the bats suck so bad for the Phillies. Do we need another pitcher? Yeah. Painter is not doing good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you get me if you would have said, hey, here's a good pitcher, here's an ace pitcher, and here is a right-handed bat.
What's up, Charles?
All right. I said, all right, we got a chance to make the playoffs.
So that's my point. You're saying a chance to make the playoffs, and I'm like, I think you're getting into the playoffs. Do I think you're winning? You know, the
If you make the playoffs,
National League.
if the Phillies make the playoffs, they're one and done. I say they're just on the outs of the playoff.
I'm still in wait and see. What's up, Charles? I mean, I get you. I understand what you're saying. I just, I'm waiting to see a little bit more because
I understand. But like I said, I've been watching it, and I watch us crumble. Noah's been horrible this year as a pitcher. Painter has been horrible this year as a pitcher. These are your ace pitchers.
Okay. See, and that's the thing on.
You know what I mean? Like Painter is your fifth pitcher of your aces, and he is horrible. Noah is 4, but you're paying him so much money you can't get rid of him.
No, I get you, bro. I get you. I mean, I feel where you're coming from.
It's also the bats. Because, and you can understand this, that a pitcher can have a great game. But in his mindset, if it's Nothing, nothing. In the fourth inning,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to start giving up hits
Mm-hmm.
because he feels the pressure of, I don't have the run support.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
This
it.
outfield is not helping me. I got to do it all on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue. Because then they're going to start giving up hits and they're going to start letting up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you can blame the pitching, but you got to blame the hitting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got shut out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like we only had one hit yesterday, Coach. We got shut out. There was no run, just one lousy hit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't do that. You can't win.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep on winning just by one run or something.
No, that you're right about that. You need to have that even balance. You need, because other teams are going to make runs and make adjustments. So I get.
And I don't have faith in Dombrowski
Mm-hmm.
that he's going to go get the guys that you need to move forward. Just don't have it. I get what you're saying right now. I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, we're not bad.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's a lot more baseball left.
No, I get you, and that's why I say I get you, and I still.
We'll be down. I'll say, you look after July and August, see where we're at, and I'm gonna say we're at a playoff chances. I think the Diamondbacks and the Cubs, even probably the Nationals, will be past us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's.
I mean, that's made. That's all but that's what I've been saying.
Miss Orowski is good. Okay. 15 Ks. Okay.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. Arco, he's a real good pitcher. Not taking it away from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real good pitcher. That young dude, he pitched his ass off. It was exciting watching him as a baseball fan. But I need my fucking players to handle business.
Well, looking at the Yankees, I get where you're coming from. I'm kind of the same way because they're 6-4 of the last 10. So when you're battling, in a sense, the White Sox, the Guardians, you just lost to the Blue Jays yesterday. And then you also got another injury. Grisham now also went out. So, that's two of your starting outfielders. So, and you've been having issues with pitching, gotten injured. The biggest things with the Yankees is their injuries. So, but in the same token, as I always say, they're technically tied for the best record in the American League. So it's like at least I know they're in the wild card, and we still have a long way. Now Tampa Bay is always that team for me. I know others will talk about the Yankees, they'll talk about the Blue Jays, sometimes the Orioles, but for me, it's always Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just seems to be a thorn in the Yankees' backside, and they do it with a low payroll. They're always, with their low payroll, getting young guys, but they're still competing. Watching the World Cup too. That's the only time I watch soccer. Okay, I hear you, Arco. So me, I probably when it's in the Olympics, that's probably about the World Cup. Sometimes if you get to the championship round, because I'm not a big soccer fan, so I'm not gonna lie to you. So, but yeah, with the Yankees, they're Tampa Bay is just that team with the Yankees, and it just frustrates me. It's like, and then the Yankees are all
for us. It's just that's the thorn in our side.
Mm-hmm. Tampa is always nearly sneaky good, and they are one of the best. Yes, exactly. They develop their players. Now, look, they lose those players because when it comes time to pay them, they're not going. They don't want to do it. So, but I follow the World Cup because I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, I mean, and but Tampa Bay, they can't keep the players. And I'm like, imagine if they had the money and they kept the players. They'd be a dominating team. I'm sorry, they would, because they develop players who know how to play the baseball. And exactly, Lou, that's my point. Imagine if they had the Dodgers, we wouldn't be talking about the Dodgers. We'd be
Yep.
talking about Tampa Bay because they just know how to develop baseball players down there. Now, look, you're in Tampa Bay, also. Let's be real. I mean, the weather down there? Come on, come on. Yeah, they would probably win an 8 out of 10. So, but for the Yankees, it's a problem. And like I don't follow Tampa a lot, but I don't think they're deeply into the analytics like the Yankees are. I mean, the Yankees are
No,
everything analytics.
no, because Tampa Bay will bunt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Mm-hmm.
no, so they're not as analytics as
Mm-hmm.
in New York and Philly is.
Mm-hmm. 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 And that's what
They will
frustrates
play
me.
small ball.
Yeah, and now look, if you're a true baseball fan, you like seeing teams like that. St. Louis, I think, plays fundamentally. They play all around baseball. Teams like that. I'm not sure. I was trying to follow Michelle Smallman. She was talking about teams like that. Who play the baseball at its purity. So I think she said Cincinnati is another one. I'm not really sure. So it look. I grew up in an era where I used to small ball was a beautiful thing. Think about it,
Yep.
Ricky Henderson on the bases, taking those big leads, playing with the pitchers. That also helped your hitters because the fielders are all worried about Ricky getting over or stealing a base, and sometimes you hit the ball right through the hole.
Yep.
And sometimes a single is more beautiful than a home run to me. Especially when you have a base runner on. And then you can get a base runner that goes from first to third in a heartbeat. But
Even if it's a bunt, like a bunt,
yeah,
I'm like a good bunt, like will get you pumped. Like, oh my god,
yeah,
and the guy's safe at first and second. Oh
yeah.
yeah,
But here's the other thing, when you're always trying to go for the home run, I feel like you know, their swing is more of an uppercut as opposed
yes,
to a straight line type of a hit. What's up, my
like they're
brother?
golfing.
What's up, NYG, man? Hope you're good. So we're talking baseball about the Yankees right now. So Yankees and the Phillies. So,
What's good,
but yeah,
NYG?
I always tell halftime small ball is what we used to call baseball.
Baseball,
Now you
yes.
call you cannot now you call not just trying to hit a home run, hitting home run smash ball. Yeah, yeah, and his exit velocity and all this stuff and the distance.
But that's the thing. It's crazy.
I don't care how fast it gets out, how far it goes in the stands. Once it goes over the stands, it's still a run. That's all it is. I don't care. You want to sit here and talk about, the exit velocity, which is why this, bro. Did he go over the fence? That's all I care. If he went to the front part of the going over the fence or went all the way up in the upper decks, it's still a home run, and it equates
Doesn't
to
matter how the home run's there. It's a home run.
home run. Yeah. So like the NBA players being so lazy on defense, they invented two-way players. Yeah.
Yep.
They basketball was always about you got to play offense and defense. So
I mean,
you know
they don't have what we used to call a placement hitter. You know what I mean, Coach? Like
great call. Yeah.
they don't have that. You know what you just did? You took at a baseball. You took placement hit
Wade
out of the
Boggs.
game.
Think about Wade Boggs.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Guys like him, who, and even Derek Jeter, because Derek Jeter was the master at hitting away, but he would also watch what you're doing out in the field and aim for it. And you're right, NYG.
You know,
They
you
lost the
guys looking at
fundamentals.
the playing card. He goes, "All right, I got a shift."
Mm-hmm.
And there they are. You leave me a wide open hole like that, I'm getting a double. I'm getting a triple out of this bad boy.
That's what I didn't understand when they went to the shift. I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, you mean to tell me you can't hit away? They're literally giving you the down the line if there's nobody on first base. The first baseman is like playing in between second base and first. Just hit the ball down the line and you'll get on base.
And
I'm like,
you watch them shift, and they're like 5 foot away from the line. It's like, Dude, if you hit that right on the line,
Yeah.
that's a triple. That could be a inside the park home run.
Yes, exactly. What's up, Matt? What's up, man? Thanks for tapping in. Another
Good,
great
Mac.
content creator, NYG and Matt do some great stuff there. But
An inside park home run is more exciting
oh hell yes,
than a fucking home run.
yes,
Give me the inside
yes.
park home run. I'll be celebrating the freaking 4th of July.
Oh hell yes, man. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, like you said, what we call small ball.
Yep.
The hit and run, the bunting. I don't see that nowadays. It's
You don't.
okay.
You just
It's
don't. They
always
took it
trying to
away.
hit the home run and man, give me a baseball player who can hit the ball for baseball all across the field, whether it's you're pulling the ball, hitting the ball away, or you're putting it straight away. I don't care if it's a home run, if it's a single for a base run, if he can get me a triple or a double. I don't care. Just put the ball in play and let's see what happens.
You
If
ready
it's
for
a
this,
home run,
Coach?
what's that?
On the Phillies. Ready for this? You want to beat the Phillies?
Okay.
Bunt.
Ooh.
You know why? They don't know how to play defense with the bunt.
True.
So you got Boom does not know how to play the bunt. And then when he runs up for the ball, he overthrows Harper, or you know what I mean? He just can't do it.
No, great point. Great point.
That's the thing. If you bunt, like the pitcher would not know how to handle the bunt. I don't know. I would say this. I don't even think JT Romerto, the catcher, would know how to handle the bunt because they don't do it. They don't practice it.
That's
on defense. They don't practice it.
But you used to in spring training. It was always something you practice.
They don't practice it. They don't practice bunting. When you see somebody bunting, they're just winging
through the motion. They're going through the motions. Yeah,
they're just going through emotion. When they're bunting, it's like, oh my god, they're about to bunt. And guess what? They're normally going to strike out because they don't know how to bunt.
But that's the beauty. Like there were some guys who were just, and they knew how to put the bat on top of the ball to drive it and direct it. The slap bump,
put it right into the ground and let it spin and be right there. Yep.
Was it Chop Knobloch who was good at the slap bump?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like certain. I'm like, yo, you're right. It's like those plays are so beautiful and so impactful. Like, why are we taking it for the home run? And I'm looking at, look, guys who are hitting a lot of home runs, you're hitting 240, 250. No, you should be getting over 300. Atlanta's making every team just home runs. And in the NBA, the three. Yes. I'm going to show y'all something. Speaking on that. And it's kind of like it deals with analytics. Let me pull this down for a second. Let me actually close it. I'll bring it back up. Now it is WNBA related, but let me hold on. Let me see if I can find it first.
So they got the women NBA doing analytics too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's women analytics. I'm gonna show you some, but they're not as heavily invested per se. But when I saw this, I was just like, oh wow. Wait a minute. I think I threw it in the chat. I'm in a New York Liberty chat too. I'm in so many damn chats, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, here it is. All right, I got it. Let me see, share screen. But I want to show you what, in terms of analytics. Now, you see this, right?
Yep.
Can anyone tell me what you notice about this? Because now this is analytics. This is based, and this is why it kills me with analytics. Most of these teams are shooting either 3-pointers or they're in the lane. There's not now the Aces, the one that's in blacks, they're a little bit more in the mid range. The one in the upper right, the Connecticut Sun, they're using the mid range, but they're not shooting a lot of threes. But even my Liberty, which are in the teal, there are a lot of threes, but in the paint, I don't see a lot of mid range. And I'm sitting here, I was looking at the Sparks, the the links on the third row all the way to the right. They're
But
a
how come they're
combination.
not using the mid range?
That's the point. In basketball, everyone is going that way, and that's what, it's like, yo, are we serious? That's why I was looking at this and I was like, you know,
That's what the analytics is telling them not to do it though.
yeah, it's like, everyone is just, going with the threes. And I didn't think it was like that in the W, but when I saw that, I'm just like, wow. And that's the problem with sports. Everyone is going analytics, analytics, analytics. Now you
Yep.
use analytics to get an idea. Now I could use that as a coach, and I'm saying, okay, this team does this. Now you're making it easy for me to defend you. But
Right.
now I'm doing a game plan off of analytics to help, but I'm not using it because I'm also going to feel the game and see what's going on. It's why both get less ratings now than they used to. No strategy to figure out, and it's not interesting. Why do you think I'm hearing a lot of good things about the Knicks? People want to say because they play as a team. Oh man, question: can baseball get back to being America's game? I feel like baseball. No, NYG. It's not because of football. The
Not-
NFL is just it. We in a lot of, like you said, it's lost on the youth. Because think about it. Let's be real. In the hood, back in the days, in the 40s, in the 50s, even the Negro leagues back in the day, kids were playing baseball. They're not
Yep.
doing it now.
They're
Now
not.
we can
Yeah,
say
they don't play
football.
baseball like they
Nope.
did back in the day.
No. NYG, you talk about it. New York City is a basketball town. In a lot of urban areas, it's about basketball. And then, yes, football, depending, on where it is.
You know what hurt baseball?
Mm-hmm.
It was the strike.
Yeah, great point.
The
Yes.
strike really hurt baseball, and they're
Mhm.
about to strike again, so it's going to hurt them again
Mm-hmm.
because they're all about money, and it's all
Mm-hmm.
about that mighty dollar. And don't get me wrong, like I always say, the mighty dollar. What you call it? But that's what hurt baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, like in New York,
Mm-hmm.
you played half ball when you were a kid. You played baseball.
Stickball. Yeah, stickball. Yep.
You played more baseball than basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned a new leaf. Now it's basketball, and nobody wants to play baseball.
Here's a great point too. It's video games too.
Yeah,
Video games
nobody
are
wants to go
also.
outside.
Yeah, nobody wants to go
We
outside.
were kids. We weren't allowed in the house.
1,000,000,000,000% there. So, football, you can only play one-on-one with a quarterback. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can also play with a steady quarterback. Sometimes you can play 707. Even in the 90s, we would go to the park and play. No, I know that NYG, and
Yeah.
it's lost now. That's the point.
Yeah,
And you're right.
nobody does it anymore.
Basketball, you can play one-on-one. It's about the economics. It's about the environment that you're in. So yeah, you're right. You need space too. I mean, yeah, all of these are great points. Video game, and then with video games, you have kids who, what, it's not going their way. What do? Restart the game.
Yep.
So it's also about
If,
the
if they're
competitive.
losing the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah,
they'll reset.
yeah. We called the stickball too, bro. I'm with you. When I was a kid, they barely made space for us to play football. Or here's the thing, though. I can honestly tell you.
I called it stickball, but I know a lot of people would get mad at me when I call stickball. Like, what are you talking about? And it's half ball, stickball, what I mean? But it's all the same.
I started watching, but no. Here's where was it? Yeah. Here's the thing. You needed space. I will say this: when I was growing up, you needed space, but I mean, in the same token, I lived on a dead end street. Some people call them, the cul-de-sacs, but I didn't have a cul-de-sac. It was just dead end.
Right.
And you know what? Even though there are cars on the streets, we didn't need a lot of space. So we just, look, it was, my brothers, me, my next door neighbors, those two, and the kid across the street. That was it. And we'd go out and we'd play football, we'd play baseball, we'd play basketball. We did all that, right there on our block, and then sometimes you go play against the other block. So yeah, you needed space. And again, you guys are younger than
you
me.
would ask the homeowners, yo, can you park your car in your driveway? Why? Because
Bro,
we getting ready to play some
no,
football. And they're like,
no,
what do you mean? I say, how you like your car? Dead it or not? What do you
bro.
mean? We were nice. We went, hey. And the neighbors said, all right, we'll park our cars. They would park their cars right on there. Like,
I get you. Not us. Not we run into the cars too.
we
My
ran into
brother,
cars and we
jumping up to catch the ball, and he gets hit, but he's still catching the ball.
I hit a car so hard, Coach. I got hit so hard. I went in his car. Boy, that guy was mad. He's like, my car.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I know, my bad. I didn't done it, but he didn't like the sound of the way I hit his car. Like,
No, you're right. The hard mode, yeah. Now that's the thing. You have the easy, the medium. I'm like, what, man? Yep. Like y'all said, the kids rather sit in the house and play with all their and then you're sitting on computers and you're playing and you're talking to somebody. I get it. You can at least play games, but you still got to be able to go outside and do something else and run around. I mean, look, I'm even saying my granddaughter's in gymnastics and she's in love with it. She's like, but yes, does she like being on her games? Yeah, but always talking, when can I go to gymnastics? And it's over with and she's sad. So, but I'm with you, man. They need to get out and do more. We used to use tackle people. Exactly. Tackle right into the car.
With stick ball is or handball. I'm like, what? Bro, what are you talking about?
Bro, I tackled one of my friends and his head went through the side window of the car, man. We were like, oh my gosh. So, but yeah, the man was upset. Our neighbor, he was upset, and he was also the one neighbor that we all just didn't like because he was always mean. But
you know what? They were cool. And the neighbors were like, they ain't like they are now. They would be so fucked up, but yeah. They'd be crying, oh my God. Back in the day, they were like, all right, we'll get it fixed.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you know what I mean? Nowadays, day and age is fucked up.
Well, look, don't forget, I'm talking about the 70s. So cars weren't fiberglass. Now they were more steel.
They all metal. They were metal.
Yeah, they were metal. So you did more damage to you than the car.
Yes,
but yeah,
yes,
but
they were metal. You hit that thing, it's like, oh,
we ain't care. We would go out and play on ice, man. We play tackle football on ice. Parents are like, no. We first it started with the snow, and we're playing, and we're getting it down to the ice by wearing it down. Yeah, the cars were like out of bounds. So bro. They went in bounds for us.
No. It's not out of bounds.
But NYD, I get it. Your streets are a lot because you're in New York. The streets are wider. Remember, I said a dead end, so the streets are there. Look, car, and then the one road one alley down the middle. So if a car was coming this way and a car was coming that way, somebody had to pull over to the side because it was like literally 3 spots across. So I get you, bro.
I didn't have a dead end road, but there was cars on this side and cars on this side. You had only a little bit.
Yep, exactly. So
we didn't have a big 2-lane road. You had to pull over just to let the other car by. That's how you do it. But yeah, it was.
Nah, Lou, we ain't playing no big puffy coats.
No,
maybe you playing a
t-shirt.
T-shirt or a sweatshirt. That's about
or
it.
A sweatshirt if it's snowing outside.
Hell no.
I'm gonna let y'all know when it was snowing outside. You're almost in a t-shirt because you're sweating your ass off.
Exactly. You're hot when you're running around like that. Not with us. I remember going to basketball court.
Down your arms because you got road rash.
Yeah, you right. You right. Meg said, I remember going to the basketball court and sitting on the sidelines wondering when I could run a game. Now you're lucky if you get enough people to play a damn game. Yeah, that is so true.
Lying.
That is so true.
Yeah, you're right there, Matt. You can't get enough people to play a game.
Yeah, exactly. If you weren't brought down, man, do you know you had that? We had garbage cans. Like you brought the garbage cans out, knocked over the garbage cans. Now we'd have to go pick up all the trash afterwards. But it's like, man, yeah, kids today, I'll be honest, they don't know what. Yeah, Yeah, it really was different. So
Yeah,
I
it
think
was way
no,
different
bro,
back in the
no,
day.
Lou.
But we didn't have Nintendo. We didn't have video games.
No, we had Atari. And
We had
Atari had
Atari.
the one game that it was going up and
Yup.
down and boop, boop.
That's all. Boop, 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 boop.
Exactly. Now
You're
we
over
did
here
have
playing
video. No,
tank and shit.
yeah,
You're like, after a while, it gets boring. You're like, all right, let me go play.
I will say we did have games, the video store, the video arcades. So you
Oh,
did
yeah.
save up quarters to go there, and it was a lot of fun there. Man, one of the one games that I loved in the video arcade with the motorcycle, where
Oh,
you get
yeah.
on it and it would turn.
It
It
would
would
turn
turn.
the wheel.
Oh
Yup.
hell yes! Oh, I love that one. I just wouldn't get off. I mean, I had my quarters pulling it out when it stopped, putting it back in. People
I
getting
was,
upset.
I, I was always mad, but somebody was always on that motherfucker. I'm like,
Nope.
yo, get off, man.
Get
Come
off.
on.
It was me. It was me, bro. I still have bad act of bad need for getting tackled. And oh, hell, bro. Oh, man. It was so many different things. Good times. Playing baseball, in the narrow. Now, we always had the man cover as home plate.
Yup.
And then we'd always get a little cardboard, find a cardboard here, put
Pizza
one there.
box or something.
Pizza box,
You were going in the trash.
yeah.
What we did, we went in the trash and
Trash.
picked up trash.
Yep,
I said, there's your bases, mom.
There's your bases, yup. So it was
You always
just
had the one kid that he went in his dad's garage and got maybe a spray paint, and
mhm.
then everybody on the block would just shake their head like,
Yeah,
oh, here we
thank you
go.
back. Pong, yep, Pong, that's it. Yep, Pong, that's the one. So, and then you go to the arcade, it was the motorcycle one. It was Mr. Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. Those were the
Yep.
most popular ones back when I was a kid. Man, it was those three, and you had a lot of other games. You had whatchamacallit, you had
Space Invaders and stuff.
Space Invaders. I'm trying to remember the one
What's
where
that?
you pull the
What's that one
ball.
with the ball that you had to keep on going like this?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I remember.
What was that one called?
I don't remember the name because I'm trying to remember the other one, the other
What's the
arcade
bug?
where you had
It
the
was a
button
bug, right?
and had oh my god, it was just so many great games back then.
You
So
would move that ball around, but always pinch your finger in between the fucking cut.
so there you go. Lewis and Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2. Yeah, those came a little bit after me.
Yeah,
I
they
admit
came
that.
out a little after.
So, but yeah, all those games. Whew, man, see,
So
that's the thing,
you hung at the malls.
yes, but here's the thing: you got out. You weren't sitting in the house all day long. So
I never was home. I wasn't allowed to be home.
No, and then you always
playing
had
traffic. I'm over here playing on 295, playing Frogger, the real Frogger.
Y'all were talking about that earlier. Yeah,
kids. We got 6 kids in line. Let's see who can make it.
Over a high. Now that was crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was crazy when y'all were talking about that. I didn't do that. We didn't do that because we weren't by the highway anyway. So, but
we were
didn't
real
do that.
close to the highway. If we would play, man, my brother's friends would grab me, throw me in the back of a truck, get your dumb ass home.
Mm-hmm.
My mom says I did tell him to go play in traffic.
Well,
I didn't know he was really going to go do it.
Well, I will say this: the one game that a lot of the kids in the neighborhood used to love, and this was right when it gets dark. It's dusk, and it was guys and girls, and we had a cemetery right up the hill, and it was you would chase. Well, you'd go into the cemetery, and it was about the guys chasing the girls, and they had to get their way out because if not, you had to give the guy a kiss. So it was
good one. I didn't have a cemetery near me.
Here's the thing: as guys, sometimes you'd walk around looking. Now you'd always have 1 or 2 guys waiting by the gate because you figure if he's hiding by the gate and they're coming, now you could snatch a girl and guess what? She had. But then again, girls would hide behind the whatchamacallit on the cemetery, the whatever that told you who it was. Yep. So sometimes you'd have to walk around and look for whoever you want, and it's like, and then sometimes you find a female who you didn't want, and you're like, no, I'm not looking for you. And some of them will get their feelings hurt. What do you mean? Yeah. But then again, some of those females were and wanted you to kiss them. And it's like, nah, manhunt. Yeah, we didn't call it manhunt, but it was very similar to that. Yeah, so And no, it's not for those you might want to say hide and go get it. No, we weren't playing hide and go get it at that time in the cemetery. We played that closer to home, so for obvious reasons.
That's in the closet.
Yeah,
That stuff's
exactly.
in the closet.
Oh, that's like spin the bottle.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cemetery was a bigger version of spin the bottle. So it was, man, we had so much fun as a kid. So
you know it's really messed up. You're ready? I'm gonna blow your mind.
your boys with versus girls.
This is how soft everything has gotten.
Mm-hmm.
We went from darts, where you threw this dart, and it would come and spike into the ground. You're supposed to. There was two little circles, but what would we do? We threw them at each other. We threw it up and at somebody. Hey, everybody run! Whoever gets hit, you're gonna get. You don't get hit by the metal spike.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like we always say.
They got rid of it. They banned this.
Mm.
And we went to horseshoes. And then we went to horseshoes. Then they got rid of horseshoes. And they go beanbag toss. Now we're getting hit by friggin' beanbags.
Well, they still have that.
Here?
They have cornhole now, which is similar to that.
Yeah, cornhole is like, it's the same thing as all three of these.
Yeah, like, exactly.
And now they got frisbee, like throw the frisbee in a bucket.
Well, yeah, no, I'm seeing like they play frisbee football. I get it.
No, this is a bucket. You gotta throw the frisbee in a bucket.
In a bucket?
Yeah. Throw a frisbee, there's two buckets, and you throw the frisbee and it has to land in a bucket.
Okay, I'd rather play horseshoes.
Yes, horseshoes are,
horseshoes. Yeah.
But I mean, that's what they got now. It's like they're going so soft.
Yeah, it was not for me. The kids today, they want to do that. Do you? I mean, would I do it with my granddaughter?
What is this? The beanbag wasn't soft enough for you. You got to use a frisbee now. Yeah,
man. I'm with you there. But yo, let's before we keep losing track. Yeah. Now we're gonna go. We I did a little bit of Yankees. We're good. Yeah. Question of the day: how did you decide to call your child or pet the name you did, and then also how did your parents name you? Go ahead, bro. You got it first. How did you name your kid?
My son was named that my grandfather on my mother's side's name. So he was named after my grandfather on my mother's side.
Okay.
And then how do we come up with my daughter's name? Like my daughter's middle name is my wife's first name. And like I forget how we came up with my daughter's name, but it was just random. Like we randomly picked her name. But like we normally when we grew up, and you took parts of names of your family and put it and made it one, like your uncle or your aunt that you use their names and put it in the middle and the first. That's how we did it.
Okay.
I can't remember how I got my daughter's first name. I forget.
How did your parents name you?
Well, they named me after my father. My first name's after my father. My middle name is after a great uncle.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean that's how we done it.
Well, and that sounds almost normal. Now with me, I'm a little bit different. Because my name is actually Edward Rommel. All right, and technically it's going to sound crazy. Technically, I'm named after Edwin Rommel, who was a German military master from the 1940s. So if you understand, my father, he's my father's in the military, and he understood the tactics, military tactics, and Rommel was a master in military tactics. So, like when people hear the story, they're like, "But he was a Nazi," but that's not the point. It wasn't about that. It was
Right.
about the point that as if you're in the military, even if somebody's, the enemies. Sometimes you look at their hold on, move, move, go. Sorry, I had to get rid of the cat. You have if you're in the military, you look at military tactics and who's a great tactician, and you study that, and that's some of the things. And in being my father was in the Air Force, he had to go through studying the different military leaders, whether they are an American or the opposition, through the course of history. Think about this. I mean, for example, I have Sun Tzu, The Art of War, military tactics. So it's those are some of the things. So technically, I'm named after him because he's Edwin Rommel, Rommel, and I'm Edward Rommel, which is Rommell. So that's how I came to be named. So
Right.
and my siblings, they're a little bit differently. But the one thing I will say, my parents said that they took names from leaders. Like my brother after me, he's Cedric. So I forgot who my father said. There's a great leader that he said that he named him after. My sister and brother, who are twins, um, my sister Tara, her middle name is Alexandria. So she was named after a leader. My brother Derek, he was also named after I think it was a king. I can't remember the king he was named after. The point being, my parents always wanted to name us after some type of leaders throughout the
Yeah.
course of time. And now my children, my oldest daughter is named Passion Dama Dominice, and her Cappy's mother named her. That's how she got her first name. She let her mother pick the name, and I picked the Passion's middle name, and I took Dominique and Denise and put it together. And then my middle daughter, Essence Sadira, I gave her the first name. So Cappy had said you get to choose her first name. So I was sitting there thinking, and it was funny. We were at her. I was at her house, and on the table there was a magazine named Essence, and I was just like, man, it'd be crazy if I said just go call her Essence. And she heard me, and she said, I like that. She said, I like that. She's like, we got passion. Now we have essence. And she said,
Yeah.
passion is because of our passion. Essence is the essence of us.
Yeah.
And then my youngest daughter, Alora, Happy named her. And she said, because she took the name Alora and just changed it up a little bit. And I named Alora her middle name, Ira, because it means beautiful. So those are the methodologies that I use to raise name my children. So it's a little bit different. So, but that's how it is. Let me see. My name means knowledge. That's all I know. Hey, there you
There
go.
you go.
There you go. And not that halftime remembers, we had middle names picked first. I had to pick something that went with the middle name for both our kids. There you go. There's the answer. Halftime. She said.
Okay, Miss Halftime has the answer.
So there you
See,
go.
I
So,
listen, Coach. I didn't pick shit.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
She runs the Miss Halftime runs the whole show. I just go to work.
Go to work, come home, give it a check.
I
get
just
you, bro.
go to work. I ain't no good for nothing else. I'm just going to work.
I'm with you, bro. So, but hey, the rest of you guys, go ahead. Tell us how you guys came to get your name and how you named your children or pet, if you have a pet. I will say I had a cat when I first met Cappy, and the cat name was Twix. And the reason why I called her Twix, because she looked like the candy bar. She was the same color, but then she had the little, like if you opened it, the little different colors, the caramel and the cookies, and it was in between all of it. So and everyone asked her, well, why you call it Twix? I said, take a Twix candy bar, break it open, and look at her. And they did, and they're like, oh, she does look like a Twix candy bar.
Yeah.
So, that was it, in terms of names. So thanks, bro. I appreciate that. So yeah, it always was something special, to us. So, that's what we were looking for. So let me see. Mr. Halftime says the daughter's middle name is May, which was my grandmother and great grandmother's middle name. So hey, May is a powerful name if you really understand. Come up and see me sometimes. So, Mae West, a great
Yep.
actress. So,
Great actress.
I respect that name. Much respect to there. So,
My
yeah.
my kids named our cats. I
Mhm.
don't name animals. I don't do shit. I don't do shit, coach. I found out, I'm talking to you right now. I don't do a goddamn thing.
That's it. Mrs. After I had to chime in. Yeah.
Yeah, because she just shakes her head and hags. She's like, he's an idiot.
Oh, yo, bro, Precious counts? Bro, what do you mean if that counts? You had a cat named Precious, so my Precious.
Yes, that's an awesome.
So, but no, bro, I respect that.
My
That's a
kids
beautiful
named mine out of fucking candy, Oreo and Skittles.
Hey, see, your kids are like me. I said Twix, so they're like me. So yeah, exactly. So, one last point I wanted, because I was telling him, I said, because I was thinking this morning, and I was just because I was up early, and I was just like, and I was actually, for those of you who don't know, I lived in a nursing home for like 3.5 years. After I got sick, and when COVID hit, it was a great impact on my life. And that's why I was thinking that the impact of critical life moments in your life. And yes, there's many other, my children, playing football in college, I could sit here and go through a lot, but I was
Right.
thinking about the impact that COVID had for me. And a lot of other people would say, well, they lost family members, and it's tough, because it's an impact on your life. But for me, when I was in a nursing home, the floor I was on, 95% of the people were passing because of COVID. And it scared the crap out of me. I'm not going to lie to you, because I was afraid I was going to die. Because literally where my room was, literally maybe 20 feet down, was part of the start of the COVID section. Like they had plastic all the way down, and it was the type of, like, if you went into a freezer where it's that heavy plastic
Yeah.
that so, and everybody
For the
going
meats.
in,
It was a
yeah,
frozen meats where they put that
yep,
heavy plastic on there.
yep, and they had that there, and everyone was going in with the suits on and coming out and taking it and putting it right into a dispenser, and it scared me, bro. And then my apartment complex called me, and now mind you, I'm in Central Jersey, and this is in North Jersey. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive away from where I used to live, and all my kids were down there, friends are down there in Central Jersey, and they called and like, "Do you want this apartment? Let me call my child." And my daughter came up here and she took pictures. I was like, "It's fine, I'm coming." And basically they said, "Well, you can move in the beginning of December," and that was in December of 2020, and I was just like, "I'm out." I'm out. And because where I was at, my kids were one. My middle daughter was literally 3 minutes up the street from me, and my oldest daughter and my granddaughter, they're in the next town, but they're like 7 minutes away. So, and my youngest was, where was she at? Oh no, she was in Rawley, so she was about 15 minutes away. So, but it was just like, nope, I want to live to see my granddaughter grow up, and I was out. So, but for you, I mean, do you have a critical moment in your life that impacted your life?
Not really. Uh, not really. No, it always, it's always been a struggle, but critical time. That's a good one, though. No, not really. Like I'm
Okay.
I'm the always guy. I just push through the moment. You know what I mean?
But what about the loss of your parents?
The loss of my what? My mother
Your
and
parent?
father.
Yeah.
My mother and father, they died of old age. My mom died of a
Okay.
heartbreak, and my dad died of cancer.
Okay. Okay. I got
So
you.
and like so in Philly, there's a bud company. It's called Bud
Mm-hmm.
Company.
Mm-hmm.
And he built Ford trucks and cars,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and had he worked on car doors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had asbestos in that building
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
back in the day, and
Mm-hmm.
he had only a half a lung, and I mean, at 80 years old, it
No, I
gets.
got you. I got you. I got you. Well, I mean,
But I mean, like, I kept to terms with that because of how we lived.
no, I got you. I got you. Well, again, I mean, there are different things in life that impact us, in many different ways. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I just wanted to
nothing like
share that.
nothing
Something that,
really. I'm heartless, Coach.
no, you're not.
My wife,
You,
my wife will tell you I'm heartless.
I don't look at it as
You know what I
heartless.
mean? I get slapped down so much, so it just is what it is. Like Miss Halftime has cancer. I
Mm-hmm.
guess you would say that's one of them.
She said, "How about almost a year ago?"
Yeah, she's talking about her cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, if you really want to know the truth, I had a heart attack when she told me she had cancer, and she had a brain tumor. I had 3 of them,
Wow, I didn't know that, bro.
and I didn't have to go to a doctor. I fell to the ground. Everything was going on me. I couldn't tell her. I know
Oh
I had a
wow.
heart attack. I know what the felt was, but
Mm.
I lied there on the floor saying, "Here it is. She gonna before you come here, I'm gonna be dead," because I thought I was done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't like I always say, I just roll up my sleeve and keep going.
But see,
But
that is a critical life moment, man, and it had an impact on you.
to
I mean,
me, I just like roll with the punches. I don't.
but bro, it impacted your life because the thought of what happened to your
But that would
wife.
be like that'd be the only like you know what I mean.
No, I
To
get
me,
you. I
it's
get
just
you.
like
You
everything fuck up happens.
you like
And
Jay Z. You just brush the dirt off your shoulder. You just
you
brush it off
gotta
and
just
keep going.
you know me, yeah.
So I
You get
get it.
up,
I get it.
you get back up and let them keep on hitting you.
No, and that's respectful, and I get it. So
It's like, but I was raised not to have an emotion. Listen, my wife will tell you, he don't have emotions. Like I don't cry, I don't have emotions. I don't have it. I wasn't allowed to have it when I was a kid. My dad would cry. If you cry, you were like, "What are you crying for? That's an emotion.
is
You're
it
not
you
allowed
don't
to
have
do that."
emotions, or you just don't show your emotions?
No, you're not allowed to have it. I was taught you weren't allowed to have it. You weren't
Okay,
allowed
so
to cry. You weren't allowed to
you're just saying
show
you
it.
don't show weak emotions. Strong emotions and good and happy emotions you'll show.
Well, you can show the happy ones, but you can't
Hmm.
show the weak ones where you're crying
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
my dad didn't believe in it.
No, you feel it shows a
It's
sign of
just
weakness.
how
I
you
get
were
it.
raised back in the day.
Nick says you're not heartless. You went out of
Oh
your
no,
way
I'm
to
heartless.
no, because you always tell me you'll give people the shirt off your back, bro.
I will.
So that's not heartless.
Yeah, see.
That's not
Well,
heartless, bro.
I guess I'm cruel sometimes.
No, you just want to show that you want to show how strong you are, and you don't want people to see any. You figure if you're crying, it shows a sign of weakness. I get it.
That's how I was raised, though.
I get it. I get it.
It's what it is. I was raised that way. Like
No,
even my brothers, if you're my brothers
mm-hmm.
and my sisters, they don't cry.
No, I get it. And you know what? There are people like
But
that.
like
You
you
don't.
were taught, yo, what are you crying for?
No, I get it. I get
And
it.
if you're
Yes,
gonna
there are
cry,
people.
you better not be around somebody when you do cry.
No, exactly. You're right. You're right. Hold the emotions in. Don't show it. Don't say because it shows you're weak. I get it. I get it. Me, look, when cat be passed, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
was
I
raised, but
ball.
I was raised different.
But in the same token, I will say this: when I had surgery on my hip, and I had pins put in and taken out, and one time I came out of recovery and I took the covering off, and I was popping the staples out. It was hurting, but I wasn't crying or nothing. I was popping it. So I
Yep.
wanted to open up and see the inside because the nurse came in yelling at me, "What are you doing? You're going to cause infections." I was like, "I want to see my bone because I never get to see it. I want to see it, what it looks like." And then she was like, afterwards, she's like, it didn't hurt. And I'm like, no, not really. Felt a little
No,
stinging, but that's it. But I get what
it
you're saying.
stings.
I get what you're saying.
It's not normal to feel what I'm doing,
Yeah,
but I
exactly.
can get with it.
No, I get you. All right. So let's get ready to move on to the final subject. And we're gonna talk about the NFL. And let's start with the big news. Patrick Mahomes signed an extension with the Chiefs for an average of $63 million, where it's going to come out to be $500 million. Man, $500 million.
This is crazy.
But how
What
will
is
this?
Joe Montana? I
Thank you,
mean,
bro.
what is who would be Reggie White? Joe
LT.
Montana would
Yeah,
be Dan Marino thinking right now.
yes, yes, bro. I'm with you there. The money that they're getting now, $63 million a year, and over the next 8 years, going to come out to be $500 million, a little bit over $500 million. I mean, what do you think this is going to do to the quarterback market going forward?
It's gonna. They're gonna have to put a salary cap just on the freaking quarterbacks. They gotta do something. This is
Yeah,
getting out of hand.
yeah,
They gotta
yeah.
They gotta start. They gotta change this. This is getting out of hand. Because wasn't Dak Prescott making
Yeah,
over $50 million?
he was making over $50 million.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I get why you pay Patrick Mahomes so much money. You're paying
Mm-hmm.
him for what he has done, not what you think he's going to accomplish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
already pay him because he won you the Super Bowls. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You went to three
Mm-hmm.
straight Super Bowls. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You won 2 back to back.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying him for what he has done,
Mm-hmm.
not for what he's about to do. That you think he's going to do. Like the Dallas Cowboys paid Dak Prescott thinking he's going to do something like win him a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, is he
Mm-hmm.
going to do? No. But, you know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. It's just too much money. It's just too much money. What is Joe Montana saying right now? What the fuck? Where the fuck was I when everybody was getting paid?
No, I'm with you, bro.
He didn't get
I'm
paid
with
like
you.
that.
Lou, I just want to answer this question, because he says with the NFL moving more and more of the games to prime time off Sunday, are we reaching a point of diminishing returns with not enough games on Sunday? No, because people are buying it in volumes. Don't forget, you have Mondays, you have Thursdays, you have
Yep.
Saturdays, and now they're going to be playing more games during the week. So it's
And they're going
giving
to
you
be
more
Friday's
football.
games.
Yeah, and think about this: college football. What we don't realize, college football started doing this a long time ago. You have college football on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays now. You do, you
Right.
do. The middle of the season, conferences like the MAC and the Sun Belt are now playing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Big Ten is playing on Fridays now. And matter of fact, they're going to be playing a Thursday night game, and everybody plays on Saturday. So the NFL is seeing that. So it's not a point of diminishing returns. They're getting more for their dollars, and people now, yeah, with the prime, that's frustrating. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I grew up where sports was on CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox. And then it went to cable.
Yep.
And what did everybody do? They went to cable,
They went to
which
cable.
we have now. Cable is you're
Yep.
paying for it, and you went from free TV to
Yep.
cable TV, which you're paying for.
Yep.
So yes, it sucks. This is in the beginning phases, but what's going to happen within the next 10 years? It's going to be normal. Everybody's going to have streaming, and they're just going to adapt, and you're going to go, because that's what
Yeah,
we do.
you're
Because
just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You're never going to get away from it.
and the sports programs, they know this, because you want to consume your what you call, and let's be real, man. You have this.
Yep.
So you have streaming right here on your phone. So you're traveling. So it's not like you're going to miss. It's not like where I grew up, where you had to be home at least for the cable. Now you can take it with you. Like I was looking. Matter of fact, I saw on Twitter the other day when the Knicks won Game 4, and they showed a shot of people in the airport
Yep.
watching the game.
Yep.
That was on a big screen TV, but they spanned it. And I kid you not, it had to have been about maybe 100 to 150 people out there just watching the game. So people take the game with them. So whether you have your phone, your tablet, your laptops, you're gonna see it. So it's not it's
It wasn't like back in the day. It's
nah.
not. It's way different now.
Yeah. So that's why you restructure, the contracts every other year to give it free. Every team does that. Chiefs don't. Oh yes, they do. Yes, they do, Lou. Yeah, you go look at these other teams. They restructure contracts.
Yeah.
They do. Now they might not do it at the rate of the Eagles. I will say that, yeah, because y'all use those void years. Y'all really do use those void years, but
Yes.
other teams do it. Yeah, everyone is doing it. So, yeah, I love what I do too. I'm a college football fan, bro. So matter of fact, I'm about ready to go order my Phil Steele magazine so I can break down the different colleges. So, so because I want my news and I want to be ready for the college football. I'll watch college football over the NFL each and every day. NYG will tell you. He'll tell you. I watch the NFL. I watch women's basketball before I watch the NFL and the NBA. That's because that's the sports that I love the most. So, but yeah, I don't mind the NFL every day. I mean, you don't have a lot of games on Sunday but you have more. That forces more people. Now, think about this: if you have more games on, they're going to have less eyes on a lot of other games sometimes.
Yeah.
So now you're getting to see sometimes. Yeah, you have less games, but now you have more people tuning into a lot of these other games because we want to watch football.
But there's
We do.
also games that people don't get to see in the NFL that you're going to be able to see on a Friday or a Thursday or a Saturday. You're going to be like, I didn't get to watch all these games. You're watching more games. They're giving you more games to watch. That's why, like back in the day, you only got to watch 3, 6, and 10 where there was a couple games on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now there's going to be, instead of watching just 2 games, you're watching 10. They're giving you more. I mean, yes, is some of it not worth the money? Yeah, because the teams are bad or whatever, and you don't like them. But there's somebody else. There's somebody else there buying it because they want to see like the Dallas Cowboys and the Jaguars. I'm a Jaguars fan, and I'm from New York. You know what I mean? I don't get to watch them though. Now they get to watch them.
Lou, you're right in terms of can't affording it, but guess what? People find ways to break something. First, it was Fire Sticks. Now you're breaking the Fire Sticks, and you get to see all you got. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It is costly. Hello, the Knicks playing in the finals and the ticket prices, but people will find. And look, also let's not forget, people will go to bars, with their friends, and you go to some restaurants like Buffalo Wild Wings and all these places. They have the game on, so I get what you're saying, but there are ways around it. They really are. So hey, I got you guys on my phone. Exactly. See, that's the point. So it's like you're gonna do the same thing. So what's up, Jay? Thanks for tapping in, bro.
What's up, Jay?
Make sure everybody, appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure you guys hit that like, sub up if you haven't already done so to my brother, Philly Halftime, Coach Ed Sports, to the Hardcore Sports Network, the Aboriginal Sports Network. Everything is right there in the description. If you're on Facebook, just hit the little heart, man. Help us, man. Grows the channel. Gets it into the algorithm, and we grow. So appreciate you all for being here. Appreciate everybody for being in the discussion. Y'all all a part of this. I would only watch the WNBA over the NBA just because they care more about it. See, I watch the WNBA because the women are more fundamentally sound, bro. I mean, seriously, I've been watching women's basketball since the early 1980s. Seriously, back in my high school days, all the way down, and women have just been fundamentally sound with how they play.
They get more physical out there. I'll admit that one. They get physical.
Yeah. They get physical, but the way they play I mean, in the movement, it's not about 3-pointers and dunks. Now, I showed you the graphics
Right.
in terms of analytics where, they're either in the paint or 3-pointers. Yeah, and that was alarming that I'm starting to see a little bit more, but they still play fundamentally sound ball movement,
Yeah.
player movement. So they aren't entitled. Look, they just now got $1 million players. So yeah. So the WA think they don't need the NBA to see every year since its existence. WNBA think they don't need the NBA to succeed. Well, I mean, the NBA still helping, but I'm going to counter that. Okay, the New York Liberty used to play at MSG, and Dolan sold the team. Now they did go to Brooklyn, so it is not the same arena. But my point being is, yes, you're playing in NBA arenas, a lot
Right.
of places. So yes, you need them, but they're succeeding. They're showing their success overall. The NBA is not filtering a lot of money like you would think. They're making the money on their own merits. They really are, Jay. I'm telling you. Think about this. As much as I criticize Caitlin Clark, she's bringing in people to watch the game.
Yeah.
Angel Reese, she's bringing in people because they want to see her.
They want to see the
So,
physicality.
so I get you what you're saying, but they are doing it. They need the NBA for the arenas, but their TV deals are theirs. That's theirs. That's not, and the NBA did not negotiate that. They negotiated that. So I get what you're saying and the perception that everybody thinks that they need the NBA. They need the NBA. If you want to talk about the arenas, okay, fine. But think about this: they're filling out the arenas. They're filling out 19 and 20,000 per game, and that's good teams and bad teams. They're filling the arenas, so they're doing their part. So it's I don't think that they need the NBA per se, except for the arenas. So, Coach, if the NBA goes on strike, the NBA will. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
That'll help the women's basketball when the baseball goes on strike, because they're not going to have nothing to watch.
I mean, think about the WNBA. They're expanding. If you just need the NBA, then you wouldn't be expanding. They just expanded 3 teams in the last 2 years. They have another, and they have one going for the next 3 years. They have Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia coming, and they're still talking about possibly expanding even more. So I get it. They're far more skilled than the men now because they accept. For the most part, you have those moments where some of them are Caitlin Clark. I had to give my dig. The women's game is how the NBA should be. Yeah, I mean, some of them are, but again, the women have their issues. I'm not going to sit here and say like they're totally perfect. They're not,
No.
but they are much better than the men's game. I'm sorry, they do. I enjoy doing the WNBA, watching the WNBA. Hey, look, the Knicks are winning, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying the ride. But there have been plenty of times the Knicks and the Liberty are playing, and I've turned on the Liberty over the Knicks. AAU killing the NBA. Yeah,
I've never seen you so excited about the Knicks, Coach, because you're normally always like
53
you don't
years.
trust them.
Yeah, no, but 53 years, bro. That's why.
Yeah.
The WNBA, they now has fake reps like the NBA. Yeah, no, there's issues there. Again, like I said, it's not perfect. The biggest reason why the WNBA is belted red is because the NBA. If the NBA didn't belt, you keep saying every year, and I'm telling you, Jay, like right now, the last few years. I'm only talking about the last few years. Prior to that, yes, you are 1,000% correct. But I'm telling you, bro, as someone who follows the WNBA every year, I've been following it since day one. The last few years, it's more on their own merits. You don't see NBA teams funneling into. Oh, I forgot about Houston. Houston is getting the Comets back. So it's like, that's not the NBA. That's because Houston market wants it, and it dictates that they want a team. So I get where you're coming from. Yes, there have been teams in the past that needed money, most, if not all of them, which is why they ended up losing teams. But now because they have the money, they have I think it's $2 billion TV deal. That's not because of the NBA. That's
But
because of them.
that happened in football,
All right, Matt.
baseball. That happens all over.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. You mean you wouldn't agree at all with CC? I don't think she's the. No, I don't think she's the GOAT. I've always said they act like she's the reason why the WNBA is in existence, but the casual fan tunes in because of her. So
Right.
I get it. So at all, but she is being set up to fail. The Fever didn't want her and have tried to minimize her all they can. Okay. It's been every year until the DVD of the NBA. But that's my point, Jay. You just proved my point. They got their TV deal. Why did they get their TV deal? Not because of the NBA, because they have a good product. The TV networks know they have a good product. People are tuning in. People are going to the arenas. They're buying their merchandising. They're buying Sabrina's. They're buying Stewie's. They're buying the Caitlin Clark jerseys and sneakers. So yes, that's my point, which is why this new CBA now gets them $1 million players. That's why I keep saying it's not about the NBA now. It's about them. So yeah, now the NBA wants to have them because they get a piece of the pie. Let's be real. The NBA wouldn't be doing this if they ain't getting a piece of the pie. So,
Right.
Coach, I had the WNBA League Pass for 3 seasons, last 2 before season, and I was so exhausted by all the drama, I stopped watching and didn't get. Hey, you want to know his secret too? Do you know the WNBA's League Pass the last 2 years? I think it's $34.
Really?
Think about exactly. Think about that. When would you get a League Pass for $34 where you can get to see every team? So it's like I get it. You know, we getting away from the NFL.
We went to women's basketball.
Yeah, so
I don't even watch.
No, I know. No, I get it.
But what I watch of, like, because I always got Sports Central on, you know, ESPN, you know. You know why a lot of people are watching them, though? Why it's getting really popular? Of all the little headbutting going on, had the physicality that these girls have been doing.
Look, let's be real. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, when they played for LSU and I win the championship and the drama there, it drew people in. I'm not delusional to that. But the growth of the league in these last 3 years is the reason why what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, you know, and the NBA, yes, they have their hand in the pot. So they're getting their piece. But what I'm saying is overall, the NBA is a good product. I'm not saying it's not a hard concept, but when you say, see, I'm Captain Literal. NYG will tell you. He'll tell you. My kids will tell you I'm Captain Literal. That's why I said the last 3 years. The last 3 years, it's more so on their own merit. Before that, you are 1,000% correct, Jay. 1,000%. So, but hey, let's agree to disagree, and we got to get back to the NFL. So, but here we go in terms of the NFL. In terms of quarterback market, I do think it's going to impact it, and it's going to help it grow. You know, people complained about Daniel Jones and his $44 million contract, but if we're seeing $63 million, you know, look at Lamar Jackson. What's he going to get? Josh Allen, when he comes renegotiates,
he'll probably get 65 to almost 70.
Exactly. So yes, and then quarterbacks in the future, all these young quarterbacks coming in. As a Giants fan, if Jackson Dart does what he's supposed to do in the next when his contract comes up, bro. I mean, we're talking like you're saying, Jackson. I mean, if he wins a Super Bowl, yeah, 60 plus, yeah, I can see that.
Right.
I can see that. So you know, it's going to be interesting. Possibly separate. See, Lou, in what you're saying, I would love that to be true, but the owners are not going to do that because they don't want to pay that money separate. They're not going to want to do that.
I joked about it, but I don't think it can ever happen.
No,
because first of all, players are not going to want that.
Union, exactly.
So the players' union is not going to want it because of your defensive ends, your cornerbacks, your friggin', your linebackers, everybody would have their
Mm-hmm.
own salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that.
You can't.
I joke about it, but like saying, you know, they need a salary cap on their own because it's so much money, but you can't split it between a wide receiver, you know what I mean, or a tight end.
Exactly.
You're going to sit there and say all these guys get their own different salary cap.
But it's also about managing. See, it's about budgeting. It's like in your home. It's like
Right.
budgeting. You know, and if you separate that, then I mean, how are you going to build your team? Because let's think about it. You know, sometimes we look at, well, you know what, the quarterback is getting this, so such and such has to get less money. This position has to get less money. So if you separate it, you know, the first of all, the owner's not going to do that because that means that's more money that they're going to have to pay out. What's it saying and not getting enough attention is the group of law firms being found colluding with the NFL to keep players' salaries down. Bro, lawyers earn everything. I don't even get into the law because, first of all, I'm not smart enough to really fully dissect it. I have a low level of understanding, but man, I agree. Lawyers have their hands in every business.
Oh, lawyers got
corporate
their hands
law
in everything.
Woo, you know, with all these firms, all these different financial firms. So that's why TV deal became possibility. WNBA didn't do it on their own. Like that's not what I'm saying, Jay. But let's agree to disagree and move on. Yes, lawyers that the players are paying to represent them. So actually working for the NFL against their clients' interests. Again, like I said, they all have their hands in the pot, bro. And you know it's
look at the big TV deals that they're making now.
And
they didn't have these big TV deals back in the day.
No.
You know what I mean? And the deals are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But
I mean, all the commercials and all.
But at halftime, guess what? Guess why they're doing all this? Because of us.
Yeah,
we're the consumers. Supply and demand.
Yep,
it's supply and demand. So, a salary cap for career is about protection for GMs that can't manage the cap and give out these. No, you're right, bro. Again, I mean, it's like I said, it's not going to work. We all know. So that's why I don't blame Lamar Jackson for not wanting an agent. Yeah. So, if that's what you took from what I'm saying, I apologize. So again, Jay, let's close this door. Let's move on because we're talking about the NFL. I appreciate you do a great job challenging and giving some great points. So, if that's what you took, all I can say is I apologize because that was not my intent to say they didn't need, keyword that you're putting out, didn't need Silver. All right. But I am saying that if you take a look, the commissioner of the WNBA is the one that sat down and negotiated this contract. Did she talk to Silver? Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you also talk to the commissioner of the Major League Baseball, of hockey, of the NFL to get different perspectives? But what I'm saying, it was Silver in there negotiating? No, he wasn't. Sorry, he wasn't. So, move on because you want to move the goalposts. Makes sense. No, I'm not trying to move the goalposts. I'm trying to move my show along. So, but next point, next topic is where is Patrick Mahomes in the all-time rankings? You and Mitch were talking about that earlier. So, and he said,
I said he was like ranked
top 5.
I said I ranked him around 4, 4 or 5, right? But there's because of back in the day and like how football is now than back in the day. Back in the day, they normally ran the ball. They didn't really throw the ball as much. Now they're throwing the ball. So but I rank him right now around 4 or 5 in the ranking of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But there is, I mean, you can go if you want to go how far back you want to go. I mean, it's unreal.
Argument.
You know what I
That's
mean?
so that's why
Because that's the tricky part to me.
here's my thing though. When you talk about this in terms of all-time rankings, okay? Um, what's the criteria also?
That's
Because
right. That's what I mean.
I get it as fans. We we get our emotions, myself included. And
I was looking at it the as of right now. You know what I mean? Because he won back-to-back Super Bowls.
mm-hmm,
That's why I put him so high.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, let's be honest. Dan Marino, yeah, he ain't got one, but he's got to be up there.
And it's also about the like you said, back in the days they ran the ball more. So would you put Barry Sanders higher? Would you put Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton,
Yeah,
Jim Brown? Let's go back to the 50s and the 60s.
right.
So it's like, and that's why I said to you guys, are you including the 20s and the 30s because of their era? Because at the time of their era, these players dominated, but what is the reason? What's the criteria? Because if we're looking at championships, is it about championships or is it just, did how they dominated their era? So, like I said, I would put him in the top 25, definitely. Maybe you want to say 20-ish. It's like I could sit here and, and if I
I
really
was only looking at quarterbacks. I'm not going
see,
by running backs and all. But if you're putting running backs and everybody in there, yeah, then he goes down. Way down. Then I can see why you're saying 25. But if you're going, I was just thinking quarterbacks.
okay, if we talk quarterbacks, okay. Again, I'm going to ask what's the criteria because here's one quarterback that most people don't put into the equation a lot of times. Terry Bradshaw.
Right.
Terry Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls. He's undefeated. He's won MVP championship. So it's like, okay, why do we not include him in the top quarterbacks of all time? And again, that's why.
And you got a good point there because he's never in the talks.
No,
he is never in the talks.
But see, so is it that everybody's looking at stats? That's why I say, what's the criteria? That's why I say Patrick Mahomes. I mean, look, kill me all you want. Brady's won 7 Super Bowls, but he got 3 losses.
Right.
2 of them to the Giants.
Right.
And you were 18-0, and you lost to the Giants, who everyone said you should mollywop, you should destroy all this and that. Yep. So why is he the all-time great? Joe Montana got 3 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Terry Bradshaw has 4.
Yep.
They're undefeated.
Yep.
So it's like that's why when people make these arguments,
it's weird. And I understand it though. It's weird. I thought I would put him high, but like I said 4 or 5. But Bradshaw doesn't. He's underrated.
Yes.
He's very underrated. He's not even, if you go look at everybody's list, he wouldn't even be top 10. Out of all quarterbacks that ever played the game, he wouldn't be top 10. Because you know why? And this is my belief. It was, they would say, oh, Pittsburgh's defense.
Oh, wait a minute, Montana.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But that's my point.
A scapegoat like that for Bradshaw.
Here's just like Lou said.
But he was the quarterback.
He was a game manager, and he didn't. First of all, he had 2 elite receivers, so he did throw more than you realize. He
threw over 4,000 yards.
Yes, it's like we sit and we diminish, but look, he didn't have the big stats, and yes, he had a prolific running back game with Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris. So I know my Steeler history. So I'm not going to sit here and say, but that's why I say, what is the criteria? Is it about winning championships? Then why are we putting Tom Brady up there? Because he has 7, but he has 3 losses. He's been to more. He's at a 700%.
Yeah, but he cheated.
Look, look. As far as the football situation, I'm sorry, bro. I did it too. I used to deflate footballs a little bit. I used to pump up some, depending on what my quarterback liked. So, yeah, I get what y'all are saying, but it didn't really impact the game more than you realize because every
Well,
quarter he got
well, it
caught,
does.
but
It does a
every
little bit.
quarterback
It
does it.
does
Nope,
because
nope.
if my wide receiver can grip the ball better in the air, and it's not like me throwing a brick at him, there is a difference.
Look, bro, it's not going to deflate it that much. That's the thing. Everybody thinks it's really deflating. You
But
can't
it's
throw the
because it was
football.
supposed to be for the cold weather.
Exactly. But here's my point. You still have to throw the football, and there's still some give in the football. It's
Yeah,
not so you're still getting. Why do you think they put a range? If that was the case, it would be one flat range, one flat number, and that's it. They give you a range. Keep it in between these. So my point being is they're telling you you can play up and down with it based on what the quarterback and
but
your
wasn't
receivers.
that because of Peyton Manning and
No, they've been doing the halftime. They were doing this back when I was coaching in youth football.
But I mean, wasn't like didn't the NFL pass that rule and adjust that rule because of Peyton Manning and I forget who else it was complaining about it? Might be wrong on it, but I
Oh,
think they passed that rule because of Peyton Manning.
I'd have to research that. Hold a minute. When did the NFL first initiate football inflation and deflation? The first established strict universe in 1941. They regulated air pressure standards in 1941, requiring
Yeah, but they
footballs to be
changed
inflated.
it because they changed it again.
No, I mean, yes, throughout the years, they're going to adjust things. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't. But what I'm saying is when it first went into play was in 1941. So, and yes, some quarterbacks are going to complain, they want it softer and they're going to give you a different range because here it was 12.5 to 13.5. So,
Right.
did they give you a little bit less and drop it down? So, but here, let me get caught up in the chat real quick. Bradshaw was also very clutch in the games. Montana has 4 as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Luke. Thank you. Coaching spitting facts. I think Belichick cheated is a way bigger deal. As far as film, yeah, Spygate is a bigger deal. So I will agree with that. Wasn't the only one trying. No, look, Jay, I'm with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to steal signals from the first time when I first got into serious coaching. Why do you think colleges always had somebody covering, you stealing signals, or they cover their mouth so you don't read it? We're always, as athletes, we're always looking for a competitive edge. We push the envelope until we get caught and then we get smacked on the hand. That's
Yeah,
the
that's the
truth.
problem. There's not. I mean, be honest with you, does everybody do it? Yeah, but who gets
Yes.
caught?
Caught
Listen,
exactly.
hold on. Let's be honest here. You're in school. You were cheating in school sometimes for a test. Who got caught? Who didn't? Damn it! I'm gonna admit it.
Lou,
I'm admitting
yes.
now. I admit that I ain't in school
Yeah,
no
we
more.
all. Well, no, I didn't cheat on tests. I'm not gonna lie, because my father was always mad at me, especially in high school. He was like, "You goof off, get C's and bad grades, but you put a test in front of you, you'd ace it." And I'm like, "Yeah, advanced, but."
Yeah, coach. I aced the class. I aced the test. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And my teacher never believed me that I had to retake the test
Mm-hmm.
in a different, and they put me in the box. You know what the box is, right?
No.
In school suspension.
Oh, okay, that's what you called
So
it.
they
Okay.
put me in the classroom. They called it the box. They
Mm-hmm.
call it in school suspension. They call it different things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting there. I had to take the test in a room. There's nobody, no teachers, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting there making sure that I did this right. And then I passed it again,
Mm-hmm.
same grade. And they still said I cheated. I said, get the fuck out of here. How did I cheat now this time?
Nah, I got you, bro.
Hot box.
I get you. Lou, you're right. But I will say this, Lou, their teams they have been taping practices also. When I was coaching minor league semi-pro, I caught someone doing that.
But that's why why they came up with that rule that you couldn't tape shit.
Yeah. So,
because
but yeah,
somebody has done it, so they had to make a rule of it.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, it's not a good look on the sport overall. But yes, people do. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I'm like I haven't coached in a little bit, but I'm like people got drones now.
Yep.
You don't think that somebody is doing something and got a drone sitting somewhere and recording shit?
Yep.
I'm like, how do we know? How do we know if they're not doing it? And you can tell me, you can see a drone, but you
from Philadelphia going flying over New York Stadium right now while they're practicing and zoom in on a dime. How do you know that this drone ain't from like the Eagle Stadium?
No,
you know what I mean?
I'm with you, bro. And look, even if they're not doing it right now, I really believe somebody's going to try and do it.
Somebody's going to
try and do it, yeah. And they're going to, and eventually, people are going to let things out, and it's going to happen, and they're going to get caught. So, yeah, my point being, ultimately, everyone in sports, for the most part, is trying to get a competitive edge. Heck, you know what? I got in trouble in college because when I was first playing, I used to put Vaseline on my jersey because I didn't want the offensive lineman to be able to grab me. Because it was just like,
I heard people do that one. Yeah. Vaseline or
oil, something. Oils didn't say no, but something slick. Yeah, exactly.
Something slick, but you can't see it on the uniform. They think it's sweat, but it's really not sweat.
Yes, exactly. No, Jay, you're right. You change up your calls every week because teams have a tendency. So if you want to call Omaha this week for let's just say for argument's sake, on your left side you're running the smash route combination, and teams picked up on that. But next week you're running Omaha and it's running you a dagger route on the right side. So it go. You're right. You're 1,000% correct. That's why you change up certain things and you do certain things, because guess what? People have ways, and let's be real, they'll even pay your own people in your own organization. I'm sorry. If somebody came to even the janitor, look, here's some special glasses, you're on the sideline or you're in the stadium, I'm gonna give you $1 million. I'm sorry, if they gave you that janitor $1 million, he's taking that damn money.
I know I am.
So I'm like, I
here's one that is done. The playbook.
What do you mean it's done?
So say like Belichick gets a guy from Miami, says, before you get here, I want that playbook.
Oh, yeah,
the
physical, yeah.
I'm going to give you more money. I want your playbook. I want to be able to copy it all, and then you can get your playbook, give your playbook back.
Well, they don't have a physical playbook anymore. Everything is digitized, bro.
Well,
so you can have somebody crack the code
when they did have a playbook.
Yeah, no. Damn, Lou, you went there. I'm not even touching that. Let me get back to Mahomes. I said Mahomes all time is, and I'm talking about all players, top 25 in terms of quarterback. If you want to say he's top 10-ish, I'd have to really sit down and look at it and break it down. I'm fine with that. I guess you can make an argument. I could listen to arguments for him being a little bit higher. So but like you said, halftime, you were talking about quarterbacks. So
I was just talking quarterbacks. But then again, like I said, I wasn't really examining it. Like I was just going off the top of my head. Like, but you're right. Like Terry Bradshaw is. Nobody really speaks of him. Even though he got 4 Super Bowls, even though you can't say he was not throwing the football because he spread the ball around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He had two guys that had over 1,000 yards.
Lynn Swan and John
But you know,
Smallwood.
you know what they said? They said that defense was so dangerous because of Mean Joe Green and
Elsie Greenwood, Jack Ham,
yes,
Jack Lamb
so
were
they gave it to the defense. That's what they did. Like that's one of the issues to
So
me.
look at the scores at the time. They were high scoring at the time. They're not in today's game. I get it. But at the time, they were considered because you could have a 10-7 game on a regular basis. And now people don't want to see that. So, but
then again, that was good football back in the day.
Yeah, for me,
that was like clutch football. Now, if you ain't got 20 if you ain't got 20 or more points, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So last thing.
You sucked. It wasn't the defense that kept you down there.
All right. Last topic. How are the Eagles adjusting after the A.J. Brown trade, first and foremost?
I don't know. I am concerned about this.
Mm-hmm.
And people are not getting it. I don't understand. We got a bunch of slot receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hollywood Brown, slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
The guy the young kid Lemon that we just have, slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is he physical? Yeah, but he's a slot receiver. He's 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown is a physical receiver, but he's big, and he takes double teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you're losing that. So when you lose that, you know what you lose? Devontae Smith does not get 1,000 yards because now he's going to get double teamed. And you got a new offensive coordinator on top of this. Now, everybody in the Eagles organization is going to blow smoke up everybody's ass and say, oh my God, this is going to be unbelievable what you're about to see. You said that 3 years in a row. Every time we get a new offensive coordinator, you keep on saying, oh my God, you're not going to believe this offense. Jalen Hurts is going to be unbelievable. So I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what this offensive coordinator is going to do. But you just took 1,000-yard receiver and got peanuts for him. You know what I mean? So it's going to be rough. People think that the Eagles are not going to miss a heartbeat. And that's just because that's fandom. And I get that. But guess what? I'm looking at, I just lost a 1,000-yard receiver. I'm tired of losing 1,000-yard receivers. I'm just tired of it. I'm over the goddamn. Can we keep a goddamn wide receiver that gets over 1,000 yards? Why do we have a guy that's going to get 700 to 800 yards? Well, we're going to spread that around. He's going to get it to another guy. We're going to spread that around. He's going to get another guy. It doesn't work that way. Because guess what? People are going to get double teamed. And they're going to figure you out, and they're going to figure you out quick. Because all you got people that can run slants. And you can't take the double team. Can't take the physicality. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the Eagles. I think they'll probably win like 9 to 10 games. I think the Giants are going to be up there, and I think Dallas is going to be up there. I think we're going to be a real close game now, a division. I think it's going to be like a 1-game division where, hey, that's it. That's how you won. You won by 1 game to win the division.
Well, that means everyone else is closing, and now
they're closing in on us because of what's happening with the Eagles.
Well, then
we lost an offense. We lost the offensive line coach. We got 2 guys, coach, that want to retire. You know why we didn't retire? Because we threw money at them.
I know about Lane Johnson. Who's the other one?
Lane and Dickerson.
Oh, really? Wow,
and
I didn't know that.
he wants to retire
Wow.
because he says he's hurt all the time. He's hurt, but they said,
Mm.
"Hey, we'll give you another 20 million."
Oh,
You know what he said?
okay, yeah,
Put me
yeah,
in, coach.
yeah. Put me in.
Put him
Shoot
on
me
my
up. Shoot me up, coach. Yeah, shoot me
break
up,
my
coach. Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
I
I'm
got
with you.
kids over here, and
Yeah,
my
yeah,
kids want money.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. 20 million. Yeah, okay,
20 more million.
okay.
We'll just give you 20 more million. You know, people are going to do it.
Yeah.
Even though he's hurt and he's going to be out and he's going to miss games. Guess what he gets? He gets paid.
No, you're right. You're right.
But I'm struggling to try to figure out what this team is going to be.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
Because you just lost a receiver, a 1,000-yard receiver. They don't come a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what you did was, I think you hurt Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's going to, definitely, the whole division is going to be keeping an eye on that to see how you can attack, the Eagles, especially at the receiver core. So now, thoughts on Jalen Hurts and his comment about Brown, and what he brought to the table. And he said nothing can be taken away. And his comments, he said, you come into it and have a sense of pride in how it began and definitely what we're able to accomplish. Nothing can take that away. For the great things that we did, now it's time to focus on achieving great things with this iteration of the team. So, what are your thoughts on him making these comments right here?
I think he understood that A.J. Brown was more of the guy that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Jalen Hurts, I don't think they'll trade Jalen Hurts, but.
No. It's not trading. It's him talking about Brown's trade.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he was talking about, you can't take
I think
anything.
he understood, like, hey, maybe I fucked up and I didn't handle the situation right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I lost a friend out of this. I don't know where the bad blood became. Maybe that's what he's trying to say, because you got to try to read between the lines here.
Mm-hmm,
and to me is, I think he knows he lost a friend.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But yeah, I got a Super Bowl out of it, but I lost a friendship.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
Now I got somebody that hates me. And I had to get him out of here because, now he wants to leave because of me. And now everybody's going to really take a closer look at me.
Well, I mean, bro, look at it right here. 20, basically 1,500 yards in 22 and another 1,400 plus. So you had over 1,500 yards in 2 years with that that receiver, with him and that receiver.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big chunk to take out. And like you said earlier, to try and mix it up with other receivers, that's hard to do. Now, yeah, are you going to try and have some players do this because he does that and do that because but that's a lot of yards to try and make up for, and so I understand where you're coming from.
So when I say Jalen Hurts never threw for 4,000 yards, he
Mm-hmm.
never threw for 4,000 yards.
What's up, Star Wars?
Like, he just never did it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of people, that's a knock on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just took 1,500 yards,
Mm-hmm.
the 1,300 yards away from Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me Hollywood Brown's going to fix it, and Lemon, the rookie, is going to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm trying to tell people. Devontae Smith's stats are going to go down because A.J. Brown got double teamed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. First needs to look at himself in the mirror and work on things, or the Eagles will become another Alabama issue before he was forced to. Ooh, that's a good argument, Jay. That's a very good argument there. Yeah. Yeah. So
but this is what's going to happen with Jalen Hurts. He's going to be what down to. Is he going to have? He's got to get over 3,000 yards, but I mean, maybe he won't. This is going to hurt his stats.
Well, let me. I'm playing. I'm going to play devil's advocate because you said he's going to get over 3,000 yards, but he got over 3,000 yards with AJ Brown, right?
He got over 3,000 yards with AJ Brown. Yeah.
So does that mean? Doesn't that argument say he might make under 3,000 yards?
He could.
And wouldn't
you got Hollywood Brown. If say like Hollywood Brown gets you 500, let me get you about 800.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what they're doing. This is the stats that they're trying to figure out. They're going to get all these guys, and they're going to say, "I got all these slot guys, and we're going to shorten the field. We're not taking it long. We're going to shorten it." That's my theory. I mean, you're the coach. You're a coach. Wouldn't you say, since we got a bunch of slot guys, that they're trying to shorten the field?
See, here's the thing. All right, like I know you say they're all slot guys. Where I counter where I don't think they're all slot guys per se. Devontae Smith has played on the outside.
No, he's on the outside. So they're saying Lemon can play the outside.
Yeah, he can play the outside. He can play the side. I watched him at USC, so he can do that.
So all right. So say they're your two outside guys.
Yes.
But you got Hollywood Brown, and you know you got a couple of guys. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. To what you were saying, what hurts them is if you're getting to the red zone where you don't have him, an AJ Brown who can go up and go over guys, or
go get it.
You know, if you got to get a first down, he can go up and go over guys. So that's where
double teamed.
Yeah, that's where it can hurt you.
It can take a double team.
If you don't have a receiver who's able to fill that role, then yes, you're right. It's going to hurt them. That's why it's like, I understand what you're saying. You got to see how it plays out. You know, look, it might be that teams are going to load the box and it's going to open up the passing game. Right. It really might. It might be that the teams, because that's how initially, like that first game, I'm expecting them to have an 8-man front, you know, or whatever, and a safety in the box to try and take away the run and force.
They're going to worry about the run more. They're going to worry about a pass.
Yes, and force Hurts to make the plays down the field. Now, if he starts doing that, then that changes the whole dynamic. Now, these slot guys, if they're more quick and elusive, that you can also use to your benefit as opposed to Brown, because he's strong. He can push off. Not saying he can't run routes, but you know he's a vertical threat. He can run you the skinny, or he can run the regular post. You know, he can run things like that, the over route. But you know, with quick guys, you might run, like you said, the slants, the quick outs. You know, you might do a lot of shallows, certain things like that. Let them get the ball and run with the football after the play. So again, that's why, like you said, you got to see what plays out, you know, with their offense. But if I'm the DC, first game of the season, I'm starting out. I'm all right. Let me see what the box.
You're going to stop.
I want to see what you're going to do.
The run.
Yes.
And you're going to say, Hurts beat us with your arm.
Yes, exactly.
And we're going to blitz you, and we're going to come at you.
Well,
and that's what they're going to do.
Yes. You're going to mix it up, and you're going to do different things. Hit them with the blitz, play coverage, play the extra man in the box, try and make them play third and long. So if they have to play behind the sticks, if you can take away the tush push and make them pass more, now you can play coverage a little. So you can do a lot of other things. So yes, you want to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, and like you said, everyone, including across the league, everyone's going to be seeing. And like Jay said, you know, he needs to look in the mirror, because he's going to need to produce. You getting the big money, so you need to produce. Otherwise, you're right. It's going to be another Alabama situation. And, you know, as Eagles fans, I'm going to honestly say I don't feel for you, you know. So as a Giants fan, I want to see us be able to come and take it. So, but yeah, he knows. He knows the Eagles.
We ain't cooked, damn it. I'm just listen. I got an offensive coordinator that never called a goddamn play anymore. I am tired of this. How come we can't get a guy that called a goddamn play? Why do we get the guy that don't know how to call a play? I got Sandman from Spider-Man over here, the villain, and fucking he can't call a damn play. He don't know what football is.
Look, NYG. The Eagles fans are going to be saying this.
Oh no, that ain't right, damn it! I'm hoping I'm wrong. This dude better call some good plays.
No, I get you. I get you, bro.
Listen, I lost the goddamn number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
You don't see Cincinnati having any problems with their two number one wide receivers. Just the Eagles.
No, I got you, bro. I got you. I
understand. The Vikings are having fun. The Vikings are fine. You know, everybody keeps their wide receivers in check. Not us.
Nah, I get you, bro. I get you.
Up best, man. We always losing a wide receiver.
Well,
it ain't nobody else but the wide receivers that we got problems with.
Well, you want to talk about your wide receiver room? Okay. Well,
no, I don't want to talk about my wide receiver room.
No. I said you talked about yours, so I'm going to now talk about a little bit of the Giants before we get out of here. So, how the Giants wide receivers stack up with Neighbors, Beckham, and company. So, bless you. You know, it says, here it is. The starting receiver at the mandatory minicamp this week was Darnell Mooney, Calvin Austin, and Malachi Fields to basically start. And it says it's part necessity, part desire. They made a point of upgrading position while Neighbors and Darius Slayton are rehabbing injuries. So that's the big issues with the Giants. Right. That is the big issue. So
you're struggling right now
because of injuries. So now it could change later. So, but here it is. This is what I was looking for.
Man, if you guys would lose Neighbors, you guys would be fucking crying the blues.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You can make certain adjustments, okay? Because it's not just about the wide receiver. So I've talked about this in the past. So I can see the Giants running a lot of 12 personnel because you have two tight ends that you can put out there. Right. You have Likely who you can flex out. So he can give you a wide receiver play and he can give you big body wide receiver play in a sense. So it's a little bit different. So but here Harbaugh says I'm excited about the group, especially when we're healthy. If you get Malik out there, you got, I would say, arguably, I know his goal is to be the best in the league. I would be his, that would be his goal, and he's capable of doing it. And after that, we got some guys, man. I like the guys we brought in. We're practicing well, as you see. All those guys are practicing well. The guys we brought in free agency, we drafted a really good player in Fields. We'll get Darius back, another guy. When you step back and look at it, you got about 5 guys you feel really good about. Those 5 guys are Neighbors, Slayton, Mooney, Austin, and Fields. They seem like locks to be on the roster. So, and that leaves, two other, the possibility of 1 or 2 more players. So, and out of those 2 players, it's going to be about Odell Beckham Jr., Juju Smith-Schuster, and Braxton Berrios. So now, am I saying it's an elite wide receiver group? No, but it's going to be a receiver group that you have to at least respect. That's all I'm looking for, so and kind of what you were just talking about, if you can get certain numbers from guys with the tight ends now,
right? And
don't forget, we have running backs you can use in the passing game.
And you got your running backs can actually catch the ball out of the backfield and they can move it.
Starwood says us Eagles fans are cooked. Halftime, my dad said the Eagles' worst loss was the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Okay.
Why? Why would you could have said the last one with the Raiders too.
Oh, way back, yeah.
Way back when the Eagles had to go against
1981. Yeah, Jim Plunkett and all of them. Yep.
You could have said the Eagles lost the Super Bowl against the Raiders was the worst one. I mean,
Exactly.
Fogbo pissed me off because after I seen the 49ers and the Ravens had a timeout because they had light issues, how come you didn't do that because of the fog?
Yeah, I get you, bro. I get
I mean,
you.
yeah, the Eagles with the Raiders Super Bowl would probably be one of the worst.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could all talk about a bad Super Bowl for our team. I know the Giants
Yep.
can, so
And
but
it's just,
okay, what did you say?
but yeah, you can always just pick it with worst Super Bowl you
Yeah,
had lost to,
yeah.
but New England.
Well, the Giants only have one, so so I'll leave it at
All right.
that. But yeah, looking at the Giants wide receiver group, and again, we have a new coaching staff, we have a new philosophy. It's not the Giants of last year. We don't
Right.
have the bum as the head coach, so we have a true adult who's leading this organization. So
I
now,
can't believe the Baltimore Ravens let him go. Get rid of him.
well,
Very dumb.
it was
I think
because
that's the dumbest move.
Well, because he didn't. He said he was bringing back whatchamacallit, who went to the Browns as head coach, and they didn't want that. So, and Lamar didn't want that. So Lamar won out. No, that's ultimate what it boiled down to. So, hey, you know what? Thank you. Another one man's trash.
A jig.
One man's trash. He's
Hey,
another.
I'll go to the Giants.
Yep, exactly. So
I got young guys.
exactly. So we have a bum as a coach. But talking about the Giants receivers room, okay. We have the ability to develop also. I mean, and look, some Giants fans will kill me for saying this, but I don't see a lot of pressure on this organization other than what we have put on ourselves. The expectation is low on the Giants.
Right.
Right now, they're expected to be fourth, and people are I've seen some people say, look, they might not win, they might win 4 or 5 games. Okay. Where I'm like, you know what? The low end for me, and that's bad, is 7 wins. Now if you told me 8 to 9, okay, I'm good. 10 would be an outstanding year. So,
Right.
but again, getting back to what I'm seeing with the Giants wide receiver room, they have the ability to have playmakers out there. And don't sleep on Malachi Fields. And don't take what you just saw only from Notre Dame. Go back and look at him in Virginia. You're going to see his ability. He's a 6'4" wide receiver, just like you're talking about AJ Brown, big body type of receiver. What hurt him was his 40 time. I don't need him to be like that.
But you don't
just
need
go
a 40 time. You need a big body.
Yes, and
All
that's
you
the
need
point.
you need him a red zone guy. You need him for a first down.
And here's the other great thing about him. He's
you need
a phenomenal
him to be a physical guy.
Yes. And he's a phenomenal run blocker as a wide receiver.
Okay,
He blocks
so
like
that's
he's
even better for your running back.
Exactly. So now once he's out there, you can't say, well, it's run, because now you can play action and he can still get out into the passing lane. So
Even if you pass it to your running back, a little slant, he's blocking and he's already pushing that guy down the field.
Yes. Same thing with your tight ends with Theo Johnson and Likely. You have 2 tight ends that you can use in the passing game. So it's like, it's not dire. Like if I'm a coach, I'm like, okay, I could use 12 personnel and I can still give you 11 personnel look by moving Likely out. So there's so many different things I can do. And now Odell Beckham Jr., as long as you can be a vet, I'm not looking for you to get 1,000 yards. But if you go out there and you produce and you get 400 yards, 500 yards on the top, I'm happy if you make the team.
Right.
Same thing with Juju Smith Schuster. I'm always trying to combine his last 2 names. Halftime. You like what I call?
Yes, I did, Stars. I like me.
Okay, so
he's a bum.
So he's a bum. He's a bum.
He's a damn bum.
So. But again, that's what I'm looking for with the Giants and their receivers. So it's going to be interesting with both teams to see how the receivers.
Right. I mean,
produce.
we both don't know what this is going to be. We're just looking at, as a fandom, we're just looking at our team.
Exactly. So
you know what I mean,
but,
you guys should be excited because you got a good coach.
Yes, and also
got some good coaches to be right behind them.
Yes,
to handle their shit. You have
Right, NYG.
If the injury bug don't hurt you, you should be fine.
Exactly. I'm excited for Fields too. I'm looking for him to develop and grow. And for people that were sleeping on him to say, "Oh, he's much better than we thought." So, but
I
again,
do think it's going to be a one game race where
Mhm.
whoever it wins the last game is going to probably be in first place.
Jay, I like what you guys are doing with the Raiders. I have to be honest. Am I expecting you to win now? But I'm saying, am I expecting you guys to win immediately? As a fan, I know you would want to, but I'm saying to myself, I can see you winning in the next 2 to 3 years competing. It's a tough division. The AFC West is tough, so don't get me wrong. But I still think if you guys continue to build, you're going to have a good program over there, something that everyone is going to go back to respect and go back to the old school. I can't say it. I gotta say it. The Oakland Raiders. I have to go old school, bro. So,
Yeah,
but
you're gonna struggle a little
yeah,
bit with the Raiders.
no,
I mean, you got
this year,
Denver, Kansas City. You know what I
this
mean?
year,
You're gonna
this year.
struggle a little bit with
Yeah,
that.
this year. But what I'm saying is you're going to add more pieces and keep adding pieces. So in the next 2 to 3 years, the narrative could flip on the Raiders. So
Right.
I do like what they're building there. So respect to you guys. So, but
I mean, the Raiders are doing better.
yeah,
They're getting a lot of
yeah,
guys in there.
they're not the Cardinals. That hurts my
Yeah, you're
heart.
not the Cardinals. Look at it positive. They're not the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You're
So
not gonna be as bad as you once
uh,
were.
3 other teams. There. Wait a minute. I'm not. I'm humble as a Raiders fan. 3 other teams are talented to get through. No, exactly.
Right.
But you want to add pieces as you go, and that's what I'm saying. You're building the right way. So, name the player who seemed to hit 300 every year, every single year without fail when you were growing up. I'm so close to saying Don Mattingly, but I'm like no, because he's my all-time favorite
I
Yankee.
mean,
I'd have to look at it. Is it Dave Win? No, Dave Winfield didn't either with the Yankees.
Mike Smith.
You know, you guys would might. I could see you
I
saying
think
Mike
Mike
Smith.
Smith
I'd have to.
scores for the Phillies.
Let me see something real quick before we get out of here. Bring up Don Mattingly's stats with the New
Could
York
be Pete
Yankees.
Rose.
He compiled a stellar 307.
Could be Pete
Um,
Rose or Mike Smith.
um, let
That's
me
a good
see.
question, Star
What
Wars.
was Don Mattingly's lowest batting average? His lowest batting average was 288. Okay, no, so it wasn't him. Um, what was Don? Oh no, scratch that. Scratch that. What was Dave Winfield's lowest batting average with the New York Yankees? And he's 275. So I don't think it was anyone when I was young. He said growing up. So I'm looking
Yes,
at when I
yes,
was
yes. That's
young.
what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. Like grown up.
Yeah.
Pete
So
Rose, Mike Smith.
um yeah, Schmidt, I mean Gwen, yes. Gwen, I think Gwen, yes. He was always 300 and above.
Yes.
So um name 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 the player who. See again, we're talking about different areas. So
Yes.
we have Don as yeah, he's the interim manager right now. So
Yeah, he's in
yeah,
manager right now.
so I'll research that Star Wars and come back to you next week with it. So that's a good question. Thank you.
That's a good question, though.
All right. So what do you got going on for the rest of this weekend?
I got to go get Mrs. Halftime, and
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
so I don't know if I'm going to be streaming the Phillies game. Because I have to go get Miss Halftime. I don't know how long it's going to take me. It takes a while for her to get ready. Even I
Bro,
could tell her, yo, I'm on my way. She'd be like, hour later.
okay, what's up, AK? Thanks for tapping in, bro. So,
What's a good AK?
all right, so I'll probably be on. I'm NYG's doing the Knicks game, so I should be on there definitely to hopefully we close it out. And then tomorrow, I might be doing the Liberty game. I got to see. So, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, I got my normal streams with the WNBA as well as Heart of the City next week. So I'm gonna be busy as
I'll be
always.
streaming.
So.
I'll definitely be streaming the Phillies tomorrow.
Okay.
But I had to go get Miss Halftime.
Yeah, I got you, bro. So
I don't think I'm gonna do anything tonight.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. You guys have been phenomenal today. Every last one of you, all the comments, the debates, really loved it. So appreciate everybody. So appreciate everyone for being here, rocking with us. We've been here almost 3 hours. Wow. So
yeah.
But we're gonna get out of here, and we will catch you guys later. So what do you always say, halftime?
Catch you guys on the rebound. Peace.
Peace.
Gather round for the halftime chat. Old friends cracking jokes and talking stats. From life's little games to the greatest plays. Love and the stories from the old glory days. With Philly's heart and coach's cheer, we break it down every moment, dear. Life is a team and we've got the plan. Sports, love, and laughter, that's who we am.